Okay. We are officially live. Welcome to the Boomcast. Hello. This is going to be a very, very odd experience for me. This is the first time I have just sat down to record content live for you guys. Have to take a sip of that because I'll be honest, this did not come easy. This is not an easy thing to do. And the way I know that it that it isn't is that I've wanted to do it for the last 2 weeks, 14 days. And I need this music to go away. Why is that still playing? This is no production value here. I have been wanting to do this for 2 weeks. I've wanted to do it longer. I've had this idea longer, but for the last 2 weeks, I was like, hey, I'm going to do it. And you guys might have noticed that I sort of stopped uploading shortly after this announcement of like, hey guys, there's going to be a Boomcast. And well, yeah, there's going to be a Boomcast. That is right. Unfortunately, however, our fears get in the way of things. And it started to dawn on me that I'm not an inherently popular person. It started to dawn on me that I am actually like kind of controversial and a little bit strange. I didn't have normal education. I didn't have a normal family life. I didn't have a lot of normal anything. And one of the things that really like sticks with you when you're starting something new is that you could fail at it. And I started thinking about the fact that it's like, hey, you know, Ian, you're not inherently popular. Your opinions on the video games that you've played since you were a little kid are not inherently popular. And if your podcast does succeed and the Boomcast becomes like almost like a primary staple of the channel or even like the main part of the channel, people are going to clip you and react to you and they're going to crap on you. And like my hair almost never looks right. And I'm a little chubbier right now than I want to be. And I cut my thumb open and so I have a Band-Aid on it. And I'm a little sweaty. It's hot in my house today. Our AC unit's acting up. And it's like, well, I can't do the podcast. Not only am I unlikable, there's all these other little tiny things that are going to keep me from being able to discuss things with the general population of my channel. So today I wrote down some very brief things I want to talk about. We're going to go live as long as I have things to talk about. At the end, I will be looking at the chat. If you want me to react to something, put it in the chat now. If you want to like guarantee that I react to it, that I respond to it, include it in a super chat, helps out the channel. I will try to like, basically it's like chats, memberships, and then super chats. Reverse that order. So super chats, members, and then regular chats I'll react to later. So I'm not going to know what you guys are saying right now. I'm not going to know what you guys are, if you guys are donating right now. So if I'm not responding to something, it's not because I'm ignoring you. That is the later segment. Because this isn't really about the live part. The live part is cool to be a part of. And you can interact with me at the end of the cast. Or at the end of certain topics, I might, stop and ask you guys what's up and we'll look at the chat together. But for the most part, I want this to be about longevity. I want this to be something that you can listen to right now. And I want this to be something you could listen to next year if you're feeling a little, adventurous. So armed with nothing but my Diet Mountain Dew, I'm going to get right into this. It does feel like my mic is clipping quite a bit, and I'd like to... Oh, I don't have clip guard on. That's fine. Okay, clip guard is now on. That should be a little bit better. If it's too loud... let's see. Shave your hair. No, my hair's fine. So, okay, there we go. Looking at it. An Ian podcast. Okay, sweet. Okay, so you guys aren't saying anything's wrong. So we're gonna continue on. So the first things first is like what's in the thumbnail, what's in the title. Leakers getting shut down. The big leakers. Now, do I remember the names of every leaker that got shut down? No. Of course, the big one is Ghost of Hope. But we're gonna talk about this because as a content creator, I'm gonna have a different perspective than other people. And when it comes down to like what's been affecting the Call of Duty community, I would say leakers and weaponized leaks are like they're up there. So, Ghost of Hope gets shut down. Ghost of Hope is told to cease and desist his leaking behavior. And of course he's been told to do that. This is not surprising if you've been on sort of this side of the webcam, this side of the microphone. So like what Call of Duty like straight up said to T-Dog. Let me see if I can grab this tweet. There we go. What they straight up said. So it says, "Hey there, we're listening and we're gonna keep talking to the community." So this is in response to them, seeing T-Dog talk about the leakers getting shut down. "The team is not trying to chase down everything. We know rumors are a part of gaming culture, along with a healthy online speculation. But when leaks turn into viral misinformation, it undermines our developers and distorts player expectations of the games we're making. When that happens, we're going to step in and set the record straight." Yes, this is correct. I'm sorry that Activision, Call of Duty company, big money bags company is sometimes correct. And this is something that I think is going to bother me for a long time, that we're so used to railing against the machine just as people. I was going to say as a Call of Duty community, but people just kind of do this. We're so used to railing against the machine that sometimes I think we're unaware of when the machine makes a fucking point. I saw leaks being weaponized for a while. I think Ghost of Hope was aptly named. I think Ghost of Hope was somebody who wanted to influence developers by creating a following around claiming the developers had already done something or are about to do something. So whether it's Modern Warfare getting reworked or some internal struggle that sort of validates the community's frustration with like Sledgehammer Infinity Ward, or maybe it's like, oh, we're going to get a standalone zombies game, something like that. It starts to chip away at first of all, the company's ability to release their own product. It also chips away at people's ability to be excited for the product. It also chips away at their deniability, which on the one hand, it's like, hey, that's awesome. They should have to be accountable for the things that they're doing. Not really. We didn't elect them. These aren't elected officials. They're developers. They're creators of products and art. I know that with all the discourse about AI and AAA slop and soulless corporations, like we kind of forget that a lot of these are human beings and they're making interactive toys for us to play with. It's not all like a matter of whether or not they're screwing you. You didn't elect them to do anything. They make a product. Clearly, there's a demand for it, and I know there's a demand for it because that demand has trickled all the way down until I somehow have a fan base from the demand of their product. And isn't that just something? Isn't that just bizarre? So, they don't owe us anything. They don't owe us anything. They owe us what is listed in their product details only. Isn't that crazy? In terms of what they genuinely owe us, it's like if they have a product and they're like, hey, we're making this game and it allows you to do blank, blank, blank. That's all they're entitled to give you. That's all you're entitled to. That's all they're like, beholden to you is that fact. Outside of that, no. No. And if they take it back, if they say, actually, the game that's coming out is not going to have this feature, okay, then you're no longer entitled to that feature. If you want to cancel your pre-order, or if you want to cancel everything and, say fuck you, that's up to you. The leakers, unfortunately, were not leaking genuine information. I think a lot of times the leakers were weaponizing information, weaponizing what the community wanted to hear. So if you really, really wanted to like Modern Warfare, but like something about it, like whether it was the minimap or Dead Silence or Claymores or whatever, certain parts of the game were just not up to your standards, you know, Ghost of Hope comes along and says, "Hey guys, they should do a rework. They should rework the game." He comes out and says they are going to. Okay, we are going to get a rework. Stuff like that. And it's hard to keep track of all these different leakers and all the different things they said. I'm going to use Ghost of Hope as my main example for all of these. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section, or put it in the chat now. I'll read it later and I can correct myself at the end of this topic. But this is just what was happening. We had people, it's so weird to just sit here and talk. Like I want to hit like pause to like collect my thoughts and like keep going like a scripted commentary, and I don't have anyone to bounce off of, so it's really just up to me here. So it's really weird, it's uncomfortable. But it's, it's important to understand that if I say, let's say you, Jonathan, watching this, your name's Jonathan. If I say, "Hey chat, Jonathan just said he's going to gift everybody a membership." Jonathan's suddenly in this position of like, either he says, "No, I didn't," and now he's the guy not giving us memberships, or he's like going to be like, "Oh, maybe I should," because like now everyone's expecting it. It's that simple. That's how you weaponize leaking. That's how you weaponize your influence. Hey guys, Infinity Ward's actually going to jerk us off later. It's as simple as that. And it's like, oh well, I guess they gotta jerk us off. So this is why he named himself Ghost of Hope. And also the other one was like, I think Reality UK. It's hidden in their names. Like they wanted to create, like, manifest a reality, or to, sort of like, oh, the Ghost of Hope, and then leak like, oh, there's gonna be a standalone zombies game or whatever. And this sort of wish fulfillment spreads so far, where it starts to impact me on this side of the webcam. It spread so far that I had people in my stream chats, in my comment sections. I'm not that big a channel. I'm not a consistently popular channel at all. And I had people telling me, "Oh God, Infinity Ward was going to do blank." And I'll go, "Well, when were they going to do that? When was Infinity Ward going to create a year 2 for Modern Warfare 2019? When did Infinity Ward say they were going to rework their game? When did this happen? When did they say that Modern Warfare 3 was just going to be DLC for Modern Warfare 2? Like when did they say that?" And you look it up and it's like, according to leaks from unknown sources, it's like, oh shit. Like, this is leaks from unknown sources. This is not helpful. It's not helpful at all. In fact, now I have a community of people waiting and expecting something. And I get told things with such deliberate fact. A couple months ago now, on a live stream, I said that, like, you tell me something, I'm gonna look it up. And I started doing that more. And somebody would come in and they made a claim about like Infinity Ward sort of obstructing Sledgehammer games in the creation of Modern Warfare 3. And that Sledgehammer didn't even know they were making a game when they were making Modern Warfare 3. Turns out it was a Bloomberg article about a leak from an unnamed source that was refuted by the head of Sledgehammer. So let me draw a map for you here in your mind, hopefully. Sledgehammer Games head developer says no to this. Okay? So there is a claim from a leaker that has an unknown, unnameable source in Sledgehammer saying they didn't know they were working on Modern Warfare 3 as a full game. They thought they were working on a DLC. And the studio head refutes this. That's the map. And I have people that believe it. Oh, Boom doesn't, like, people come into my live streams, Boom doesn't know what's going on in the Call of Duty development circle. You should read this article. The article is like a fucking unknown leak by like some unnamed person with no backing, and it's being disputed by the head of the dev team. You realize when these people speak on behalf of companies, they are sort of in some ways, not always, but you kind of have to look at it as like swearing under oath in front of your investors. So on the one hand, yes, they could totally lie to save face. On the other hand, it will get them in more hot water to be caught lying within the industry and within the marketing side that you'll never see. Like the actual, like the side where like the investors like check in on Activision and go, "Hey, how's my money doing?" So it's riskier to lie. So I just assume, why lie about something so fucking stupid? And why are we weaponizing this? Well, because there's disdain for Infinity Ward. There's disdain for Infinity Ward. So I can maybe, hopefully, create a reality where Infinity Ward rights all of their wrongs in 2026 by creating a narrative that they're already fucking up and they fucked up in the past even more than we thought. And that now it's up to them to right the wrongs that I'm claiming they made. Because it's not enough to just review the game. You can just look at Modern Warfare 2 or 2019 and go, flaw, 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 flaw. Wish that didn't happen there. Those two things shouldn't go together. It's not enough to review the game and use your influence to review the product. You have to dictate it through your influence so that the next one's even better. So in some ways, it's almost beautiful, right? Like maybe I do a small fib, but it creates something in the community I care about. But game development's complicated. It's not as simple as we don't want to give you what you want, you know? Like everyone's like, well, why did Infinity Ward not change certain things? Because they were immediately tasked on making a new version of the COD engine, Warzone 2, DMZ, COVID was a thing. Lots of factors. And then, so this is funny to me. So this is tangentially related. I then hear through the Ghost of Hope grapevine that Infinity Ward was sort of hurting Sledgehammer. And I mean hurting, not hurting. So like hurting Sledgehammer through the development of Modern Warfare 3. I'm like, well, that's fascinating. What an interesting image in my mind that Sledgehammer is making a game that they don't know they're making. Because the same leaker in the same article earlier is stating that, like, they didn't even know what they were making. But anyway, they don't know what they're making. But Infinity Ward is corralling them, and they have to run all their decisions by them. Basically, Infinity Ward is backseat gaming. Like, if I'm at my computer here, they're right here, and they're looming over. Yeah, fix that. Yeah, change that. I'm gonna need this fixed. I have a list of things that I need you to implement in the next Modern Warfare game. This is our baby. You're just renting it. This is our baby. And it's funny because my first thought wasn't that, okay, so let's just say that isn't bullshit. I believe it because I mean the credits say that Infinity Ward had a pretty big hand in Modern Warfare 3. So it's like, wait a second. So we all like Modern Warfare 3, right? So doesn't that imply that if Infinity Ward had their hand in every step of the way, and the Bloomberg article about this, that Ghost of Hope is talking about, said that Sledgehammer was annoyed at the amount they had to run by Infinity Ward because they weren't playing in their own backyard anymore. They were playing in Infinity Ward's backyard. If somebody has their hand in every fucking facet of something you're doing and it turns out good, I'm not hating that guy. It's like, oh, you know, you go to a restaurant. Did you make this burger? Well, I was trying to, but this guy was bossing me around the whole time. Dude, this burger is amazing. Whoever was bossing you around the whole time knows their freaking way around a burger, man. Like, that's how that goes. So it was interesting because it was this weird loop of information that was almost contradictory, but it was sort of being bent to sort of fit with like the community consensus to instill in the developers a fear of their own lack of change. And it's such a weaponizing, manipulative thing to do. Not an inherently wrong thing to do. Not an inherently wrong thing to do. But, you know, you could still see the light of God's heaven if you do this. But how does it affect the community? Well, the community walks around with all these notions. Infinity Ward destroys Call of Duty. It's like when World at War is dark and gritty and depressing, it's thematic, it's cool, it's like a horror game. If in any other video game, if Call of Duty Ghosts is dark and depressing and you know, sort of horror-esque and more apocalyptic, then it's, you know, ugly and contrived. If Treyarch has messy map design in Black Ops 1, it's classic Golden Era COD. If Infinity Ward has messy map design with interactable environments, same as Black Ops 1, you know, then it's like, burn them at the stake. And it creates this consensus, and it's not good. So back to what Call of Duty told T-Dog Smitty, we're going to keep talking to the community. The team is not trying to chase down everything. We know rumors are a part. It says when leaks turn into viral misinformation, undermines our developers and distorts player expectations of the games we're making. Yes, you. What they're really saying is that because so from your angle, right? From an average angle, that's right. I'm calling you average. From an average angle, this is like, well, they're saying the leaks aren't correct because, you know, yeah, they have to say that, right? They have to say the leaks aren't correct because then you'll expect the thing. It's bigger than that. I'm going to tell you from a content creation side, following Twitter, following Reddit, having my eyes glued to this community for like a decade. What they're really saying is this doesn't just like affect the expectations, it distorts. It distorts and undermines the developers because it's creating a common consensus. Now, they're not going to say all that. They're not going to say that, hey, you doing that actually hurts our feelings and makes everybody hate us. You know, that's what it'll look like. So they don't say that. So they say what they choose to say is this like raises expectations and distorts the view. But what that distortion they're talking about is so noticeable. Like if you've been in my live streams, you've seen me like I'm just playing Call of Duty, getting mad as normal, and I look at the chat and what I see is somebody trying to explain to me something that's just utter and complete bullshit. And I'm like, where did you hear this? Well, Ghost of Hope tweeted it, and then Charlie Intel retweeted it. And I'm like, yeah, they engagement farmed you. Good job. You fell for the bait. You fell for the engagement bait. I do it all the time on Twitter. I sometimes I do it on purpose because I think it's entertaining. But like, you fell for the engagement bait. You fell for the clicks. And now the community engages with it. It makes it some money. It gets it some traction. But at the end of the day, they are sort of like now distorted. There's a distortion now. There's a part of the community that's expecting something. And even if they don't expect it because the leak said it's going to happen, they anticipate the reality in which it could. Now they're anticipating a separate reality. Like, even if the leak's not true, that thing that was just said should happen. Which is not the worst part of this, but this is what this really creates. This is really the issue with this system. So leaks were hurting us. Leaks were killing us. Like, you don't realize. I wanted to before this podcast episode, but I was using it as a way to procrastinate doing the podcast episode. I was going to like chat GBT, like, God forbid, right? I was going to go like, what is every single unsubstantiated Call of Duty leak in the last 10 years? And I was going to go through a whole list. God, there's so many. There's so many. I did a little bit of ground research. I was in bed on my phone looking up Call of Duty leaks. It's been kind of hard to type on my phone because my thumb is all fucked up. But like, it's a lot, chat. It's a lot. There's been leaks about literally everything especially since COD World War II, I would say. After Infinite Warfare, MWR, and COD World War II, the leaks and the rumor mill has just been abso-fucking-lutely nonstop. And like, there were like leaks that I don't think they were specifically from like Reality UK or Ghost of Hope, but there were leaks that people were getting excited for Blackout going free to play. But I think what was actually getting leaked was Warzone, because they kept hearing free to play Battle Royale and Blackout just came out. So Blackout's going free to play was the conclusion, but it was actually a separate project led by IW and Raven. So, like, it's interesting that like sometimes things get manifested, and who knows, maybe it was just a couple times that like Ghost of Hope said something was going to happen even though he had no fucking idea, and then he saw it happen. He's like, oh, I created that. I manifested that because they felt like they had to live up to a want that I put in people's heads, that I put on their Twitter feeds. And that's a lot of power. That's an obscene amount of power to have as a human being. Like, if I could sit in front of this mic and go, I don't want to alarm anybody, but they're actually remastering Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer tomorrow. Yep. For free. Yeah, it's going to be free to play. So everyone on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation are going to get to play remastered MW3 multiplayer. And if I said that, and then they're over there like, oh shit, now we have to do it. Boom is so influential. If he says that we're going to do it, it's going to look really bad if we don't. And that's hard because like, I can't say I wouldn't press that button, but you know, I'm not put in that position. So I know. So that's to say, that's to end this on sort of this topic on a sort of a positive note here. I don't hate these leakers. I think they ruined some surprises. I think they raised expectations. I do think they probably at some point blatantly lied in the hopes that their claim would change the trajectory of the next updates or titles or whatever. I do think that. But at the end of the day, it's not the world's biggest fucking bean. I don't really care that much. Yeah, they probably ruined some surprises, but I'm like, life has enough surprises, you know? Like, yeah, they probably like pissed off some developers and stuff, but like at the end of the day, they are very small, garnering influence, and if they destroyed the community, that sucks. I'm not really losing sleep over it. I think it's just important to talk about it because it's important to know how much it actually has affected us. Not to say that you shut up and you take what the company gives you. That's not, hey, not what I'm saying in this at all. So I'm trying to say, like, I don't blame them for using their influence and trying to manifest things in their favorite franchise. I just I get why it's gone. It's not just gone because they were leaking privileged information, which is already like something that like you could get in some serious trouble for. The problem is also that distortion, that sort of like trying to manifest change through your own bullshittery. And I've said this a lot on stream already, so I wanted to get it out of the way for the first part of the podcast. Um, so let me like look at the chat real fast. Yeah. That's true too. A lot of people are talking. So, you know, one of the notions that I think is really interesting is that we do in general. I think a lot of people would be more likely if let's say I made a video and it went viral talking about something happening at Call of Duty. I think we're at a point, and it's sort of cynicism, but it's also sort of just like we're a little disillusioned at this point. If I smaller YouTuber just was like, "Hey, this is happening," whatever it might be, some big controversial thing. You know, Sledgehammer has weapons of mass destruction. um, WMDs hidden under their studio, and they were like, "No, we don't." I think more people would be willing to go like, "Whoa, what is this random? What is this random graphic tee, thick glasses wearing? Chud, gamer. What is random gamer chud in front of a Logitech webcam and an Elgato microphone? What does he have to say? What does he know? And because we're so we're so scrutinous, and I don't think that's inherently a problem. I think it's better that we would listen to somebody. We listen to the crazy scientist that says the world's ending in the disaster movie, but it's also like in real life, crazy scientists are generally more crazy. And when it comes to gaming, it's not that fucking serious. Like, we're talking about toy companies, essentially. We're talking about electronic toy companies, guys. Like, this isn't the end of the world. Some of you guys talk about this stuff like it's the end of the world. Like if Sledgehammer really was doing blank, what? What? If Infinity Ward really did what? You might miss out on a year of Call of Duty because they did a design choice you didn't like? I think we'll live. I think we'll okay. I think we'll be okay. You know, to quote one of the greats, it's it's Call of Duty. It's not food and shelter. It's calm the fuck down. It's not even literature. If this was literature, I actually feel like I'd get like historically relevant literature. I'd be more interested. But it's fucking Call of Duty, guys. Calm the hell down. I'm not trying to discredit the franchise I made my channel around. God no. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I love this stuff, and I don't take it half as seriously as you guys do. There were people trying to get Infinity Ward fired for that. So that's a whole other topic. We'll talk a lot about Infinity Ward in the coming months, and maybe even later in this first episode or the next episode. We might just do a whole episode about Infinity Ward. I think that'd be really good. I think we should save that, because I could go off about Infinity Ward 7 hours, 8 hours. I feel like that could be one of the longest things I've ever uploaded. If I decide to do that, I'm gonna get some water here. I've drank way too much Diet Mountain Dew today. I'm gonna need 6 throat lozenges. Anyway, so when it comes to our next topic, so that's leaks. They were hurting us, guys. They were changing your perspective. They were changing your expectation. It's kind of actually not great. So, of course, we make COD worse. One of the latest videos I did, I wanted to expand on the topic of that, and really just let loose with it. I might reiterate some things you heard in that video if you watch that video. So, if you want to go grab some popcorn, this is a great time to do it if you just want to let me chat for a second. So, I was really, really lazy when I made my video about that. I was like, yeah, like we influenced the COD meta by like saying a bunch of shit, and this kind of goes right hand in hand with the leaker shit, right? Because we influence things way more. Our influence, not only do we influence things way more than we realize, influence matters more than we realize. What pro players say, what YouTubers say, what prophetic leakers claim has a lot of fucking weight. Especially if you're involved in the community itself. You're involved in the franchise. You want to make content in the franchise. You want to watch content about the franchise. The franchise matters to you. The franchise is your bread, your butter, your baby, your bitch. I don't know. Like you have so much more weight than you realize. So when you go on Twitter and you say that all Call of Duty now is movement gods and sweats, do you know what you do? You create a narrative that basically says, hey, movement god, sweats, over here. This is the game you want to play. If you say, like, oh, the only people playing Modern Warfare 2 are, like, fat LARPer chuds that are just, like, obsessed with realism and and all those types of people that are, like, realism chuds? That's me. I'm the realism chud. You create the consensus. We create the consensus. And how do we address the full consensus? I can't. I can only address you as an individual. You kind of have to just be careful about what you say, and more importantly, maybe not more importantly, equally as important, adjacently important, what you believe. Because if I go on Twitter and I say, and I have like a viral tweet, I had a recently viral tweet that had like 100,000 likes. Let's say that tweet was, the only thing happening, so let's fast forward in time. I'm all over the place. Let's fast forward in time. It's Modern Warfare 4's launch night, and I tweet, wow, the only thing happening in this game is a bunch of people sitting in corners. Huh, thanks, Infinity Ward. And this tweet explodes. Does it matter? Ask yourself, does it matter if I'm telling the truth? Well, yeah, in the grand scheme of the universe and whether or not I see heaven, like I mentioned earlier. No, but what happens? Well, two things happen. One, I maybe deter people from playing the game that I, probably want to have players in. But it's also like, what do people do when they're told, oh yeah, the only thing to do in this game is run this one gun? Yeah, this is the best gun in the game. And everybody plays like this with these perks and these equipments, these pieces of equipment. You got to run Scavenger and Claymore and a suppressed ACR. Yeah, that's the only way to win. It's the only way to win, you say? Well, I think I'll take part in that. That's what happens. And suddenly you've created a meta. Suddenly you've created the COD meta. Suddenly everyone's using the same gun. And suddenly everybody's putting Claymores on every fucking door. And suddenly, oh, Modern Warfare 2 is just noob tubes and one-man army. So you think like, well, people only say that because it happens first. That's not a dumb thing to say. I'm not going to argue with you. But I am going to say it also works the other way around. Because when we stop talking normally about this kind of shit, and it becomes this sort of rhetoric, we create our own environment. We unfortunately create our own environment where people are horribly misled even by the truth. And that's the weird thing about this. You can be misled by the truth. Yes, the ACR is the most powerful gun in Modern Warfare 2.09. One-man army noob tubes are powerful. Okay? The MP40 in World at War is very strong. But that's not anything compared to, like, I don't know, saying that the entire game is ruined because it's only dedicated to one playstyle. Because you do create that consensus, and then people hop on and they equip the MP40 to see what all the fuss is about. They equip the ACR, and if they go, well, I'm playing, I'm learning the game, and oh, I keep dying. Well, let me try sitting in a corner. That's never worked in any other COD game. Sitting in a corner has worked in every COD game, even the advanced movement game. Sitting in a corner is unpredictable, it's douchey, it's annoying. And yes, a game that's slower and has more complicated maps is going to be easier to do that in, but it is a tactic you can use in just about every single fucking FPS game in the world. So you also have to ask yourself, even if it's true, this game is campier, this game has a lot of people doing blank, could you be misled by that into thinking that that's a problem with the game? Sometimes you have to reject the premise of the claim. Everybody camps in Modern Warfare becomes the consensus, everybody starts doing it. But then it's like, everybody's camping because that's what that game's about, right? Did people not camp in Black Ops 1? Did people not camp in Modern Warfare 3? In COD Ghosts? In World at War? And nobody camped in Black Ops 2? Nobody shock charge bouncing Betty with a deployable shield in Black Ops 2? They did. I saw them. And of course, that's always been a tactic. Halo players complained about campers back in the day. Counter-Strike players have complained about campers. Battlefield players complain about campers. So, but is Battlefield just campers because you bump into people that maybe aren't as skilled as the other, like, top, 25, 20, 15, 10%? And they play more conservatively, and they, like, hug windows, and they lay on tops of hills, and they hide in corners. It's like, what? So you have to reject the premise. Well, this game's just for campers. Okay. Because camping's never been useful in any other game, right? And you bring that up, it's like, well, the game shouldn't cater to it, shouldn't punish other playstyles. Games have always done that, actually. Games will always punish that other playstyle. Moving, as in real life, is riskier than not moving. Infinity Ward didn't invent camping. Now, the thing is, this is coming from somebody who has heavily criticized Infinity Ward for their footstep audio, their dead silence implementation, their minimap implementation. They fucked up so bad. Like, one of those things would have been okay. Oh, and their ghost perk implementation. They could have done one of those things, and I would have been okay. But, all of it? All of it. Okay. That's where I lost it with, like, Modern Warfare 2019. How are my footsteps loud? Ghost is working when I sit in a corner. My footsteps are loud. Dead silence isn't a perk, and the minimap only shows unsuppressed fire if there's a UAV? That's stacking functions, baby. Then you make the maps complicated? Like, the maps were complicated in Black Ops 1, but I could, equip Ninja. Some maps in Black Ops 2 are complicated, but they made it so the ghost perk was required the player to be moving, So, trust me, I'm all over this. But sometimes you have to reject the premise of not, like, the criticism, but of the common consensus. So, Infinity Ward stacked too many things against moving around is a decent claim. It's a fair claim. It's actually a true claim. They did stack too many things. The consensus being it's a game for campers is the problem. The sort of nutshelled consensus, your coworker says that, oh, I liked Modern Warfare, but everyone was camping. As opposed to when you load up COD 4 back in the day and everybody was sprinting around. Like, no. Like, people will always do this. People will always fucking hold a position and they'll kill you because they were aiming where you were coming from and they have the height advantage and they have the building and they have the hill and fuck you, you're dead. That's just how gaming is. Okay? You approach a sniper on the hills of Firestorm in Battlefield 3. Some of you guys that only watch COD might not know what I'm talking about. Big map, giant mountain, snipers lay on top of it. They shoot over the whole map. You stare right up at them with like a submachine gun. They're gonna kill you. You're a piece of shit to them. Like, Guess Battlefield 3 is just a bunch of campers and ooh womp. It's like, no, that's just what people fucking do. And I like open meta games. I'm a casual. I'm not a Counter-Strike guy. I'm not a Valorant guy. I'm not an Overwatch guy. I used to play a lot of Overwatch. But I like open meta. I like give me a big 3D space and let me kind of do whatever I want with it. If I want to lay in the dirt with a ghillie suit, or I want to like flank or push the objective really hard, or let me build my playstyle. And that's why Call of Duty is successful. Because COD 4 back in the day was like, hey, you want to lay in the dirt with a sniper rifle? Go ahead, go lay in the dirt with a sniper rifle. And we'll give you a free ghillie suit with every sniper you equip. So you can just be a piece of shit in the dirt. Go be a piece of shit in the dirt. Go lay in a bush somewhere, loser. And they did that. And people did it. And then they were like, well, if you want to run forever, which is just who would want to do that, you can equip a perk in Modern Warfare 2 to run forever. So running around forever was a play style. So I'm not saying like, any of these things are inherently good. I'm saying that the idea that like Infinity Ward invented campy players in COD Ghosts or invented them in Modern Warfare or whatever. So I'm using Infinity Ward stuff because I feel like that's a hot topic because of COD 4, Modern Warfare 4 coming out. If we were talking about Treyarch, if like Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7 was coming out, I'd be talking more about that, guys. You have to understand, this isn't like me just, jerking off Infinity Ward. Like it's because like that's what the topics are going to be in the coming months, and I want this content to be more relevant. But it's the same thing for Treyarch, right? So, like my last video I uploaded was about how you don't need to be a movement god to enjoy Black Ops 7. You don't. And I said this back in Modern Warfare 3, by the way, but it's even more relevant for Black Ops 7. It deterred a lot of people because they were like, I don't want to play a game with a bunch of cracked out 12-year-olds fucking sliding around and jumping around corners. People will do that because the mechanics are so freeing and they make that so easy to do. But at the same time, like, if you're positioned properly, you're going to win because campers win. Like, I'm sorry, campers win. Being proactively camping is going to beat most other playstyles. And I say camping very loosely. What I mean is using cover. But I mean like holding a position. Your positioning matters more. That's a more cool gamer, pro gamer, I know what I'm talking about thing to say. So I'll say that. So we'll stick to that. Your positioning is going to matter more. If we create the consensus that Black Ops 7 is just like cracked out movement and nobody can do anything, it's so sweaty, it's so fast. Yes, it's very sweaty, it's very fast. There's too many compounding factors in terms of map simplicity and movement speed, just like there were too many compounding factors in Modern Warfare. I totally agree that's a fair criticism. You act like that's the soul core, molten core of the reality that you live in when you play that game. I'm going to throw a little hissy fit like I'm doing right now. We create the consensus. We create the meta. Oh, Black Ops 7 is for movement gods. I guess I'll go be a movement god then, huh? Time. Hey, honey, when you go to Walmart, bring back Black Ops 7. Apparently it's for movement gods. And as you all know, I am one. I don't know what character I'm playing right now. A guy sitting in a room, his wife's going to Walmart, and he wants to play Black Ops 7 because he heard on Twitter, he looked at his phone, he was like, oh, Black Ops 7's a movement. And he's surrounded by other people, like other gamers. They're hot gamer girls. He's surrounded by hot gamer girls. His wife's going to the store to go buy them all drinks and snacks. And he's like, hey, I'm a movement god. And they're like, oh, my goodness. And then he's like, I guess I need Black Ops 7. That's if that analogy doesn't help get my point across, I'm not sure what will. We make COD. We make COD. We make the metas. We make that. We have that influence in the same way that a leaker can weaponize their influence. In the same way a leaker can weaponize their influence, we unfortunately weaponize our experience. Even me. Modern Warfare 4 launch night, I'm going to make a video going, first impressions. I like this. I don't like this. And that little, I don't like this. I don't like this. 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 3,000 views, 4,000 views. Maybe I get, let's hope by the time we get there, 10,000 views on that video, right? 10,000 views later. Uh-oh. Huh. Boom doesn't like blank. in Modern Warfare 4. Well, let me load up Modern Warfare 4 and oh, I don't like blank either. I see that thing Boom's talking about. Confirmation bias kicks in. They tweet, the one Boom was right. This has this problem. And then Exclusive Ace retweets it. Oh yeah, this has also happened to me. And then his huge audience catches it. And then suddenly, I guess this is an issue. But sometimes it pays to reject the premise. Boom doesn't like blank, but blank seems totally avoidable to me. Is actually a better thing to do. It's going to annoy me because it bothered me personally. And if you tell me you can just subvert it, I'm going to kill you. If we meet in person, I will end you because my ego's that fragile. But it's better than just going, well, I guess Modern Warfare 4 is cooked, gentlemen. Modern Warfare 4 is cooked, everybody, because, you know, when we were playing it on the first night, before learning the game, God, we just ran into the Snuffleupagus kill streak. And the Snuffleupagus kill streak is just game breaking. And then you see Instagram reels like 6 months later. Do you guys remember when Infinity Ward added the Snuffleupagus kill streak? It was so broken. And everyone's like, yeah, it was so broken. And then some YouTuber kind of looks like this, but hopefully more attractive, is like, the Snuffleupagus kill streak was fine. You're all a bunch of bitches. And everyone's like, whoa, hold on here. I saw on Instagram, I saw on Reddit, I saw on Twitter, my coworker and my classmate all said the same thing. So I don't know what you're talking about. The Snuffleupagus kill streak was the most powerful thing in Modern Warfare 4. But was it? So I'm using a fake example because, like, just apply that logic. I don't want to, like, point something out specific because I'm biased against certain things in COD that are probably non-issues, but I'm biased against them, so I'm making up one. The Snuffleupagus kill streak in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 2026, currently unreleased, is broken, says the one Boom. Channel all that down. It tracks a bunch of traction, and then suddenly it's gospel, baby. And it all comes from one little idiot sitting in front of their webcam, yapping just like this. Do we want that for our kids? Do we want that future for our kids? I should start talking like a right-wing grifter podcaster. Do we want that for our kids? Keep that woke shit out of Call of Duty. Snuffleupagus? It's detestable. And then some, like, really, like, intellectualizing liberal will be like, the only people that have a problem with the Snuffleupagus kill streak think that they were promised land 3,000 years ago. And it's like, you know, that's online discourse for you, wrapped up in one podcast. Can you believe that I was able to do that? What was the other thing? What was the other topic that's part of this shit show? What's the other thing I said I was going to talk about? It was we create the meta. Oh, Entitled Snipers is on my list. Entitled Snipers. I hope you guys are ready to talk about Entitled Snipers. That's not the last topic. I have another one I want to throw in a little bit here after because like the entitlement topic's definitely going to branch into something else. I can feel it in my bones. But we're going to talk about sniper entitlement. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of loading up Twitter since 2013, 12, and hearing about how the snipers aren't good enough. I'm sick of it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This I don't even know where to start. I'm not pausing for effect. I'm not being dramatic. I physically, mentally do not know where to start on this topic. So I should have wrote down some script starters. If I was using one of the easiest types of weapons in the genre, which is a Call of Duty sniper rifle, I'd be a lot quieter. I'd shut the fuck up. I would just pipe the fuck down. I would pipe the fuck down. You know, I had a sense of shame once before the accident. I had shame, and then I got $100 donation once, and all the shame has left my body, and I don't know what it feels like anymore. Everybody that gets in front of a webcam experiences shame right up until money, dollars, dinero. Um, I felt so self-conscious making my ranked video. I knew my criticisms were valid as like a critique of a product, but ranked is a culture. Okay, Call of Duty ranked play is a culture, and I shat on it. I shat on it. I was like, fuck this. This is bad. Black Ops 7 ranked sucks. And I was told to like take accountability, and I'm like, I'm reviewing. I'm reviewing, but I knew what they meant. You know, I get it. It's a culture. It's a part of the culture. And I was spitting on it. Can't do that. So I wish I wish the sniper community, the snipers on Twitter and on YouTube and social media in general, God bless them. Some of them are really good. I wish they'd shut the fuck up. I wish they'd had that level of shame for the last 10 years. I wish they'd have that shame. I wish that shame was built into them. Wish that shame was built into them. Because if I, as a casual public match player, you know, who only recently really came back to COD full time with like the end of Modern Warfare 3, start piping up about ranked play, are you gonna be able to take my ass seriously? Look at my ass. You taking this shit seriously? No. 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 Like look at me. You take this, look at that piercing. That the world needed an indicator that I'm bisexual. Another indicator that I'm a third, fourth indicator that I'm bisexual. I have this stupid piercing. You really gonna take me seriously talking about ranked play with all that pub experience? Oh wow, Boom! I saw that gameplay of you getting a nuke against people with no thumbs. Why don't you shut up about ranked? You know, it's my favorite clip from Muppets. Look this up, where it like just look up Gonzo guilt. I don't have an editing staff. I can't. Hey, Jamie, pull that up. I don't have a Jamie. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to the point where I can just pull clips up because it's funny. But, you know, I'm going to hope you guys have adult attention spans. I don't have to pull up GIFs and videos. Guilt. I felt bad. And I wish snipers felt that way. Because, again, it's like, as a public match player, you would hope that I'd have a little bit of shame complaining about ranked play when I'm bad at it. But yet, these people on Twitter who are constantly getting fucking sniper feeds and doing really good with sniper rifles in Call of Duty and fucking standing in the same fuck-ass spot on Nuketown. Oh, I hate them. They're like, I go into Nuketown 24/7 and I stand in that little area behind the garage and I'm just like, bam! Oh, they're spawning into my scope. Look at this feed, guys. Oh, now I turn around and go to the other building and I stand in the kitchen of the blue building. Bam! Bam! Look, best clip in Black Ops 7. And it's some dude camping a spawn on a tiny map. If I was that guy, I'd pipe the fuck down. I'd pipe the fuck down. I'd pipe the fuck down. About snipers not being powerful enough. They keep nerfing snipers. Oh, this powerful assault rifle in the game is ruining my experience. It's ruining it. It's ruining my experience, these assault rifles. It's a Call of Duty sniper. Yes, it has a higher risk to reward ratio. Because if you miss, because of the nature of COD, you're gonna die. That's the only factor. I've not said this out loud before, so if I redact this in a later podcast, just know that I'm pointing out that this is my first time workshopping this idea out loud. I'm thinking it's the only factor. It's the only fucking skill factor of a sniper in Call of Duty. The only thing balancing a sniper in Call of Duty is my overpowered assault rifle, is my shotgun, is my pistol. The only thing countering you is the fact that I have a fast strafe speed 50 round SMG. And I'm faster, and I can afford to miss and keep shooting with my automatic weapon in my Call of Duty game. Yeah, if we were all fucking playing with fucking muzzle-loaded muskets, it'd be a very different experience. The only thing balancing you is me. Because otherwise you just have the easiest fucking rifles in the fucking genre. Counter-Strike snipers cost money, lots of skill to use. Halo snipers requires headshot. Also, on-site procurement, cannot spawn in with one. Battlefield requires headshot. Bullet travel time, bullet drop. Suppression. Like, go snipe in Battlefield 3. Go snipe in Halo 3. Go snipe in Counter-Strike. Shut up. Titanfall made this harder. Shut up. Call of Duty, especially when the maps are piss simple and you're on fucking Nuketown. If you're using the VS Recon on Nuketown, you are using one of the best map to gun combos in FPS history. Compared to the whole history of FPS gaming, you are using one of the most powerful combinations of gun to map. The only thing balancing you is me. Shut up. Oh, they nerfed the Hawker. Good. Did they make it so you have to actually aim more? So you can't just snap in and kill me in the time it takes for you to aim down sight? Beautiful 180 millisecond aim down sight. Bam. Takes me the fuck out as I'm starting to hit you. Because you don't have any flinch. And there's no body multipliers on your gun, so even if you shoot me in the elbow, it still counts as an upper torso shot. Fuck you. I hate it. Because, like, the sniper clips would be fun to watch if it wasn't the most insufferable community ever. They make everyone else seem normal. They make the competitive players, the movement gods. They make the fucking, what do they call themselves? The AIM community. They all have, like, an anime girl profile picture. And they have like the hand cam of the mouse, and they're just like, I'm playing Battlefield, holding down a trigger with an M60, like killing a bunch of fucking battle dads that aren't facing them. And it's like, easy day at the range today. And it's like, take a shower, take six baths, take one for me. Like, anyway, Call of Duty snipers piss me off more. You know, like I could bring up the fact that in 2012, they nerfed the DSR 50 in BO2. Was that 2012 or 2013? I don't know. But David Vonderhaar, lead multiplayer designer at Treyarch, was like, so I have bodyguards now because I got death threats to a degree that the company provided me bodyguards because of the DSR nerf. Now, I'm not saying everybody who complains is that bad. I'm just saying this has like been on my radar for like fucking 14 years, 13 years. How long is that? I can't do the math right now. I'm tired. Like it's like 14 years. It's like 14 fucking years or something. And it's like y'all need to shut up. You know, plain and simple. I don't get it. I don't get it. The cognitive dissonance. They're just like they go in the game and they get like a fucking quad feed with 4 bullets, barely having to aim. They got aim assist, especially the ones that are on like, and it's weird. It's like if you're on controller, you have aim assist, and if you're on PC, you're point and click adventure using snipers designed for controller, like with the precision of a mouse. I did it too. So like when I switched to PC for Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019 for a while, I did that. I sniped. You know why I sniped? It wasn't to challenge myself. It was to prove that this is going to be the piss easiest thing ever, and it was. You guys go. Maybe I'll remember to link the videos in the comment section of this when it goes live, when it goes up for everybody. It'll be live for members first, and then it'll go live for everybody when I decide to upload it, which will probably be tomorrow morning. So we might skip the members. Fuck the members. Fuck you. Giving me money? That's dumb. That's a rookie mistake. I loaded it up. It was a point and click adventure. It was just fucking click, bam, click, bam, click, bam, click, bam. Hey, bloodthirsty. It was easy all the time. And so it's like if you're on controller, it's like you're bitching about the snipers not being powerful enough when you can put like fucking 8 attachments on the Hawker when you have aim assist with a controller, and you just fucking drill a hole through an enemy team from across the fucking map. And you can just fucking practice it. Like, I'm sorry, skill is important, practice is important, and I respect it. But snipers act like they went to school for it. Like they didn't just load into a private match and get the muscle memory down. They went to school for this shit. They fucking paid $40,000 and got a degree in this shit. That's how they talk. And I hate that. I'm sorry, guys. I really hate that. Because it's like, you didn't. You did the same shit everyone else does. You fucking practiced either by playing the game a shit ton or by loading up bots on fucking Nuketown and just like working out your muscle memory. That's fine. I don't expect any more. And that you know, tenacity is good. If you could become a super consistent sniper, I'm not gonna like diss you. It's when you go on Twitter and throw a fit with zero cognitive awareness. Zero cognitive awareness about the gun you're using. Oh, but the assault rifle could just spray me down in like 5 shots? Yeah. Do you know why the assault rifle has to spray you down in 5 shots? It's because there are guns in the game, like sniper rifles, that take us out in 1. And you might think, well, that's just 1 kill. But that's a player immediately dying. That's me rounding the corner, and I have an AR, and I'm like, I want gunfights. Jumping, sliding, wall bouncing, you know, tactical, realistic, wall jump. I don't know. I want a gunfight. And I round the corner. I see your glint for 4 seconds. Sorry. 4.4 seconds. And I'm dead. You just robbed me. You robbed me of my gunfights. I just die to you. You don't have to keep hitting me. You don't have to track me. You acquire, you shoot, you kill. It's Call of Duty. These snipers are the fucking easiest thing in the world. I don't practice with them. But every time I pull them out in Black Ops 7, my chat's like, damn, Boom, you can snipe. So can you. Do you have hands? Eyes? A screen to play the game on? Even like a little TV like this? A little TV like this? For those of you listening with only audio, I'm gesturing to my little CRT behind me. You can play on a little screen. You could play on an iPhone 3 screen, and you could do it, dude. Like, shut everything up. Like, shut up 8 times. I've been sick of it for a while. The entitlement of the specific niche way I want to play, regardless of how it is or what it is, not being catered to specifically pisses me off. Oh, these shotguns are so overpowered, but yet they nerf my sniper rifle? They both need nerfs. They're snipers and shotguns in COD. Neither one has required a ton of rocket science. Neither one has required a bachelor's degree. Neither one required 4 years of boot camp. Neither one had an entrance exam. Both of them are stupid. I give snipers more credit. If all shotguns fired slugs, I'd give them more credit too. Anytime you have to aim and hit somebody with a single shot to make it practical, I respect it more than like the hip-fired buckshot in close quarters. Because I'm sorry, especially on most Call of Duty games, it's so hard to avoid close quarters. It's not hard to control your engagements in COD. It's not hard to control your engagements in COD. It's not. It's not hard. Like maybe back in the day when you could like, and this is probably why the shotguns were so like stinking powerful in Modern Warfare 2, is they were playing a game that didn't have unlimited sprint by default. I'm talking about '09. Like you had these giant maps and you had these like larger power positions and you had these guys with these fucking shotguns and they're probably like, why would I run around with this thing? Make it a secondary, because I'm not choosing to run the Spaz 12 on Derail or Wasteland or Karachi or Skid Row. Because I run out of sprint and I have to, fuck this. Make it a secondary. Give it a ton of range, because these maps are big and they're complicated. They overcorrected, obviously, if you guys know anything about the shotguns in the OG MW2, holy hell. But I kind of get it, though, because, you know, there was a time where we didn't have unlimited sprint and sliding and all these other mechanics. Now, in Black Ops 7, you go on a spree with a shotgun, I'm putting you on a watch list. I don't care. It's like, specimen has no human empathy. That's what I'm writing in my report about you. That's what I'm giving to the cops. You're a dedicated shotgun user? Sorry, I know. I know there's a YouTuber that watches me that is. I won't mention his name. It's like you're a dedicated shotgun user in COD? Has no soul, has no self-awareness, potentially is the Antichrist, at least a little evil. I mean, seriously. Like, and snipers for some reason are like, these shotguns are ruining the game. I should be able to use my sniper as a shotgun in close quarters. Yeah. Yeah, those things causing insta-deaths in close quarters are broken and overpowered and making you miserable. Oh, what's your argument that you should be able to? Oh, you should be able to do that to me at long range, mid range, and close range. Oh, no, no, actually, your sprint to fire time should be reduced. Your aim down sight time should be reduced. Your long range effectiveness without holding your breath should be reduced. Your aim assist should be reduced. Your recoil after shot, your stabilization should be, it should all be reduced. Fuck you. Because when you aim down sight, as soon as you are fully in the scope with a Call of Duty sniper, all you gotta do, and I hate to nutshell to make a point, but you just line it up and shoot them. There's not a lot of thought process going on. There's no aim for the head. There's no like lack of aim assist like there was in like Black Ops 3. Or that one sniper, the Trek 50, I think, the Tech 50 or whatever in Infinite Warfare, it took away your aim assist. Wasn't a thing. Wasn't a thing. Wasn't a fucking thing. So I don't understand this entitlement of like everyone needs to play my way. You know, like there should be no claymores, there should be no shotguns, there should be no snipers, there should be only maps I like. I like this one size of map. Can we make all of them that? Because I swear to God, if one map is too small, it's slop. And if one map is too big, it's for campers. Like, you know, like can we make the exact game I want to play with no variety or variance? Call of Duty's open meta. Play something else. Play something else. Play something else. And I know you might be saying, boom, if you're going to complain about snipers, why don't you play something else? I'm not complaining about snipers. I'm complaining about entitled. I bumped my mic, I'm sorry. I'm complaining about entitled bitchy snipers. It's different. Trust me, it's different. It doesn't sound different when you're not listening to me. I know it's a tricky thing, but that's what I'm fucking talking about. It's the entitlement. It's the entitlement. Like the game should just play like ranked play. Go play ranked play. The sniper should be super overpowered. Fuck yourself. The shotguns aren't good enough. Jump and play in traffic. Like, I don't care. Or, you know, it's weird too. This happens. There's an underrated way this happens too, where like there'll be like an assault rifle or an SMG that dominates the meta for like way too fucking long, and they'll finally nerf it, and people will go, "No, they massacred it. No, my favorite gun. They massacred it," and they have like no self awareness that they've been using the easiest POS for like 2 months. Like, I've given up on the Maverick X9 getting a proper nerf in multiplayer. Maybe it just did when they added the swordfish. It'd be really funny if they waited to add the swordfish to nerf the Maverick, because holy fuck the Maverick, dude. In Black Ops 7, fuck the Maverick. If you utilize the Maverick consistently for high street gameplays, I'm coming to your house. I'm coming to lock your doors. Bolt your doors. Security cameras on. I'm coming for you. Seriously, like where's the cognitive awareness here? There's a level of like ease that like, but if they nerf the Maverick, like somebody would be like, oh, my favorite gun's gone. Your favorite gun was vaporizing me before I could land a third bullet. Shut the fuck up. This is also like an issue, right? Where sometimes it actually affects development, because you have people were really mad they couldn't strafe anymore. Call of Duty really nerfed strafing speeds over the years. There was like a pretty big drought. It wasn't just Infinity Ward. It kind of just felt like they didn't want people strafing around as fast as they were in like, you know, Call of Duty Ghost Stalker days, Modern Warfare 3 Stalker days, Black Ops 2 Stock days. And now we're in a position where the stock attachments making guns fucking insufferable. Snipers, ARs, LMGs, like everybody's already aimed down sight. They're not punished for already being ADS, so we have a pre-aim meta. And so you have a lot of people that are beating you in gunfights, not because of any sort of exceptional skill. It's just the understanding that I don't get penalized for ADSing, so why would I stop? And so they don't stop. Why would I stop ADSing? Why would I not just aim down sight on this fucking predictable head glitch in lane and just fucking wait for you? And then when you come around the corner, I've already halfway won the gunfight. Half of winning a gunfight in COD is proactively aiming towards the enemy before they're aware of your presence, or at least before they have started aiming at you. You can multiply your success by thinking about being there first all the time. Already be shooting, already be pre-firing, already be aiming where enemies are going to be. That's half of COD. That's half of shooters. That's half of life, really. And already be doing the thing. Already be fucking doing the thing. And we increased the strafe speeds because people bitched for so long. And it's like, there was a reason they nerfed this shit, guys. Like, there's a reason that aim walking steadiness became a stat. There's a reason, because they know that if players are encouraged to always be ADS, like go watch high kill gameplay, high streak gameplay in Modern Warfare 3 011. Most of it is going to be somebody with an AR or SMG running Stalker. And or running Specialist and then getting Stalker from Specialist bonus or one of their Specialist perks, so they can just start strafing you in a gunfight. And half of Call of Duty, especially on controllers, left stick aiming, moving in that left stick to get the correct aim, get the correct aim assist, stickiness, and all that. I need some water. I'm talking and doing this like I'm recording a video, and I'm like, I gotta get it all out, but I am live, and you guys are here to like vibe with me. And if you're watching this in post on your TV in your living room while you like jerk off or have sex with your brother or whatever, it's awesome. I'm happy to be here for you. But also don't do that. So my thing is like, sometimes the devs have a point. So this is what I want to talk about with entitlement. I think we're too entitled to like certain things. So like, I'm gonna bring up Infinity Ward again. I know, real interesting. I think that they made a point with the minimap. I think we were too reliant on the minimap. I think minimap reliance being something they were targeting is actually a good thing. I think making you more aware of your surrounding space is something that should have been done a long time ago. Not knowing like where an enemy is specifically requires you to do what? Look, that's right. Listen, that's correct. So what does that make you horribly and horrifically aware of? Everything. It makes the game more immersive if when I'm outside a little building, I'm drawing this. You guys can't see that I'm drawing this. I'm drawing a little like stick figure outside of a building. When I'm outside of a building, this is how I workshop ideas, by the way, when I'm in my living room watching like Markiplier play a scary game or some shit. I'm just like drawing this crap. If I know that the enemy in this building that's been shooting my teammates is in the top story balcony area, then the only thing my brain goes to is top story balcony area. But you know what happens if all I hear is gunfire and my radar tells me they're in, not that they're on the balcony, but that they're just in the building in general. They're just in the building. That's all I get to know, is that they're in the building. That's all I get to know. Then it's like, now I'm going to round the staircase up to the building, and I'm going to be looking and checking inside. And by the way, guys, for the Boomcast, we are going to be putting, I'm going to have my Xbox set up and everything, so I can just like pop into a game and illustrate something I'm talking about. So I'll have like Modern Warfare 2 with an unlimited timer running, so I can like illustrate my point if I'm talking about something. So stay tuned for that. I just don't have my Xbox in my office right now because I've been playing Halo with my girlfriend. I was expecting clapping. I wanted to hear clapping, like around the world. I assume I have the world's attention at the moment. Fuck, I'm stressed like I have the world's attention at the moment. This is so weirdly stressful. I do this all the time. I talk into this mic, I live stream, but something about like making this a podcast that's going to just be uploaded for all of you guys is driving me nuts. Anyway, the the aspect of knowing the location but not the specifics. So it's like they're in the building. I don't know if they're in the far right corner, out the back window, or if they're in the center. I just know they're in the building. Maybe I know they're towards the left or the right of the building, but I don't know what room. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying. So like Infinity Ward trying to make you focus more on the building and the doorway and the rooms and the windows and the balcony and maybe a trap door or a ladder, and make you more concerned about that instead of just going, oh, there's an enemy outside my building and he's down the stairs directly to the left because he fired his gun down there. And now I know they're them trying to work on that. That's not a non-starter. That's cool. Okay. Did they implement it perfectly? No, but neither is the minimap. Like, so many features are not perfect. A good minimap, sort of creates a reliance on the minimap. In the same way that, like, what's a good example of this? Like, score streaks. Score streaks are good, right? We all agree that score streaks are better than kill streaks, right? But you could make the argument that that's kind of flawed, because now you have people calling in VTOLs that like dominate the map and maybe change the trajectory of the game, but they didn't win any gunfights. So why do you get the kill machine if you aren't good enough to kill me? Like, that's one example. It's kind of stupid, but like pick 10's pick 10's one I use all the time. Actually, I should use pick 10. So let's say pick 10. We all love it. Everyone wants it back, right? Pick 10 was flawed. Pick 10 thought a red dot sight should be the same value as Ghost. Should be the same value as Flak Jacket, Lightweight, Ninja. Oh, a Claymore? Yeah, that's worth the same as the launcher that shoots down streaks. Those are both the same. Okay, maybe, but like, what about Laser for hipfire? Oh, better hipfire? Yeah, that's worth the same amount of points as reloading quicker. What? Based on what? Oh, it's all the same value. Yeah, but do they have all the same effectiveness? No. So I should be running quick draw stock and suppressor on everything. So I might as well get the most. If everything costs a point, I should get the most out of each point. I should use the thing that's the most practical because they all cost the same amount. So aren't all of my loadouts going to look the same? Because why would I waste a point on a perk that I'm barely ever going to use? It's almost like Call of Duty Ghosts fixed this and it never came back. Where they knew that disappearing off the minimap was more powerful than seeing a Claymore through a wall. So sit rep is 2 points and off the grid is 3 points. Or incognito, whatever it was called. Whatever, I think off the grid was was their Ghost, and then incognito like hid your red name, which was also a 3-point perk in that game. I'm pretty sure. But then blind eye, the thing that countered the Oracle and other streaks, like AI streaks and the Oracle, that was a 2-point perk. And then faster sprint to fire speeds, that's 1 point. No fall damage, that's 1 point, because like that's like kind of a crutch, and it's not going to win you every gunfight because not every gunfight's won in that window. So, and then Stalker and Quick Draw, though, those are way more effective in a gunfight. And yeah, those are both 3 points. Super smart. Geniuses over there. That needs to come back. Because then you can also tweak the value. The Ghosts has the criminal offense of being before they used to do massive patches that like really reworked massive aspects of the game. And Ghost could have balanced its perks without changing any of their behaviors, only their point values. And that would have been really cool to see. Daddy went on a tangent. Daddy's sorry. My point is that we have sort of these non-starter arguments where it's like, well, the developer did this thing and it wasn't perfect. And it really just countered the way I like to play specifically. So I don't see the value in it. And in my mind, as I've gotten older, it's like, is the game doing what is required for it to feel like Call of Duty? I've said this a lot. So, and what do I mean by that? Gunplay, streak play, map play, objective play. Those things have to be nailed. So it has to feel like COD. That's sort of undescribable, intuitive, smooth, responsive. We all know that we love the way COD feels. If we like COD, we like the way it feels. So intuitive and smooth, sort of where like Modern Warfare 2 failed, right? And then there has to be like playstyle decisions, like the create a class play, like creating a class and like dictating your playstyle should be very important. And it's like that's kind of, in my opinion, where like also Modern Warfare 2 dropped the ball. But also so did like Vanguard before they rearranged their perks, and so does Black Ops 7 by not really having its perks dictate your playstyle. It just dictates how much crap you can counter because there's so much crap to counter because it's the equipment game about equipment and equipment and equipment and streaks and equipment. So, you know, you kind of like break that up a little bit. So, so my idea for if an idea should be like allowed, right? So like a mini map change. Does changing the mini map change the way I play COD, or does it change what I like about COD? And that's where I balance it. That's where that whole tangent was going. I maybe could have been more concise there. I'm sorry, but you guys get to see how my brain works. This is my workshopped idea. Look, it's a building with a with a stick figure. That's my workshop idea. I did it live. That's how my brain works here. If they implement something and it's not good, that sucks. But is it not good because it's not well implemented, or is it not good because it's fucking directly in the way of why I like COD? So Black Ops Cold War's streak system, completely in the way of why I play COD. It's complicating and negating so much of what I like about Call of Duty public matches. It's kind of a nightmare. God, my hair's so greasy. It's been hot out. My house is like 80 degrees today. I'm a fucking mess. But like, see what I'm saying with like the streak play? So that's my thinking. So that like Call of Duty World War II, the basic training system got in the way of more interesting class customization for me. It was too limiting. It was too in frame. It was too in box. And I think Modern Warfare 3 years later, in 2023, was better because you still picked your box, your vest, and then you cemented your gear to your vest, and that sort of decided the playstyle of that loadout. And if I would have had my way, I would have had you be able to change your gear mid-match, but not your vest. The vest is linked to the class. I actually would have really liked that because then you still have to like prepare. So this is my engineer class. I can mess with the gear and the gun and the attachments and the equipment, but the vest is attached. And then I think each class should be automatically named after the vest. So engineer class, ninja class, ghost class, whatever their ghost vest was called, CCT comms class for the CCT comms vest. Like that's what I think they should have done there, because I feel like we don't prepare enough. And you think like, well, I don't want to go back to that, but you have to ask like, would that affect the way you play COD, or would that like affect the reason you play COD? So you have the way versus the reason is how I'm looking at it as I get older. Modern Warfare 2019 did a lot of things that affected the way I played, but it didn't hurt why I played. I was still able to make a stealth loadout, and I was still able to flank enemies, take them out, call in kill streaks, play the objective, unlock camos. Progression is a big part of this as well. Like I was still progressing towards camos, getting challenges done. I was able to make like a heavy resistant LMG class and play the objective with that. I was able to do a sort of long range stealthy sniper class, more of a quick scoping aggressive sniper class like the Kar 98K or the Mark II or whatever the lever action was called. The name escapes me. But like Modern Warfare 2019, like yeah, it fucked up a lot of the ways I play the game because I like Dead Silence implementation, mini-map implementation, ghost implementation, map complication implementation. Super fun to say. Yeah, those affected how I played. They didn't remove why I play. And one of the problems I had with Modern Warfare 2 and why that game's on my shit list is not because it's an inherently bad product, but the movement is clunky to a degree that starts to not feel smooth. So that kind of is affecting one of the reasons I play COD. One of the reasons I play COD, not how I play COD, the reason I play COD. Isn't that fucked up? That they just did that. And then it's like, okay, so then the perks, they charge over time. You don't just get them off the rip. So what's that affecting? My playstyle. So the perks were affecting my playstyle. Okay. That's two. So it's like how I make a class is getting like why like that customizable open meta feel is being hurt. And then, okay, well, at least the gunplay is intuitive, right? That's a Call of Duty staple. The gunplay is intuitive. Not really. Weapon tuning, recoil, firing, recoil stabilization, or whatever the fuck they called it. Too high a visual recoil, and then like you jump and like your gun like iron sights jiggle all around. It's so realistic, but it's really just jiggly and kind of just unintuitive. And then you're slower and you're clunkier. So that can have fun in Modern Warfare too. But like the perk system and the class creation system, just in general, the gunplay and the movement of the game, it started to affect why I play, not how I play. And that's what you have to ask yourself. So certain things are non-starters. So the entitlement sort of sucks, right? Because, well, I don't want to play a slower COD. But is it still COD? You don't want every COD to be the same speed, do you? Because then what's the point of releasing these every year? The whole point is that each developer had their own take on the formula. What's Treyarch got for us? What's Sledgehammer got for us? What's Infinity Ward got for us? What's Raven been cooking up? You know, it's like that's the whole point. That's everything. So like the entitlement, man. The sniper should be strong no matter what. I should be able to rush no matter what. I should be able to play the exact way I want to play with no interruptions. Regardless of the map, the game, the development studio, the style it's going for. I'm numero uno. The customer is always right. If video games are entertainment, I'm buying them, so they should entertain me. It's a great idea, but unfortunately, when you're playing an FPS game, you are adopting a paradox where the game is not designed to make you happy. The game is designed to give you the opportunity to make yourself happy. So you're not always happy when you play COD. You're just not. The best players in the world aren't. The best players in the world are not always happy when they're playing COD. I hope that's motivational for you. Like, comment, subscribe, and donate $3,000. That was motivational. Seriously, like you are playing a game that's designed so that half the people playing it aren't happy because the other half is getting happy, making the other people not happy. Okay? We'll do a different podcast about like people saying, well, it's not a matter of winning or losing for me. I play for fun. We can make a whole podcast about that. A lot of you guys know my opinion on that, but we should really dive into that. We could spend 2 hours on that one alone. But you have to go with you have to do like the how versus why. And that's important because like a sniper nerf should change how you play, right? And not why you play. If every little change, every little increase to sprint to fire speed, if every fucking map that isn't the size of your fucking bedroom, if the game having advanced movement that a player could utilize in a gunfight is if everything's affecting your why, you're too fucking narrow. You're a narrow, jagged person, and nothing's gonna fucking fit. Nothing's gonna fucking fit you. Fuck. Understand that it's. I wish I could hold your guys' hand while I say this. It's not always about us. There are games. I know. Stop crying. I know. It's not about us. Sometimes, guys, even I don't like certain COD games. I know. You guys are fucking spitting out your popcorn. You're shitting your pants. Sometimes I'm not happy. Sometimes I'm not catered to. Sometimes I'm not surprised in a way that's pleasant. So, shut up. Shut the fuck up. At a certain point, shut the fuck up. Right? Like, I'm not saying don't criticize games. I'm not saying don't share your opinion on games. I'm saying shut the fuck up. When it comes to, oh, how dare they nerf the only gun I want to use? And how dare they make a game that's slower than the last two games? Or God forbid, a game that's faster than the last two games. There were people that claimed to be COD fans since the beginning, freaking the fuck out because Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7 are faster, more colorful, more arena style, quote unquote, random term, arcade game than the fucking 24 months they had before. Including Vanguard, you've had like 3 CODs that are like Modern Warfare. Like it. I mean, am I wrong that like Modern Warfare and like Modern Warfare 2019, Vanguard, MW2, and MW3 have enough in common that you were happy. If you liked one of those and you weren't so jagged that anything barely changing, if you liked one of those, you liked something about the other ones. The idea that you're supposed to like the next 2 Black Ops games. I mean, I'm glad we're not going to keep getting games like this in a row where it's like, no, 2 years of this shit. Fuck, because now we go back to the you can go 1 year. You can go 1 fucking year without a game you want to play. That's actually fine. Especially if you're a fucking adult. You're an adult. $60, $70. Wait for a sale. Let's say $45 on sale or whatever. $50. It's not going to kill you. If you're an adult and you're freaking out because a game you don't like from a company you don't like is coming out at a price you don't like, reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate yourself. That's the problem? Well, I know I just had 2, like, basically advanced movement, omni movement, slide, dive, jump, wall bounce, fucking crazy crackhead shooters. I know, there's that common consensus. See how it creeps up on us? I've had that, but, like, the next Modern Warfare is going to be all campy and military and slow. Infinity Ward's never made a game I like. So you're talking about it, why? I don't fucking pipe up every time Mortal Kombat comes out just because I don't like Mortal Kombat. You guys see me talking a lot about Mortal Kombat on this channel? Fuck no. Because it's my idea. It's my idea that I will always have the why. I wrote how versus why in really bad handwriting while I was like bouncing around over here. How versus why. I'm gonna keep the why. My intention when I go into Call of Duty every year. Why do you keep playing the same games every year? My intention is to keep finding the why I play. And if your intention is to bitch about every single how, every single change to your momentum, your speed, your aiming, your weapon balance is just so exhausting. It's like, and then I have more patience for the newbies. I have more patience for the people that say like I only play Treyarch or I only play Sledgehammer or only whatever. If you say you only play one thing or you're brand new, I have way more patience for you. You're one of those fucking like adults who claims to have been a fan for like 25 years or whatever. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I see cognitive dissonance. I see entitlement. I see bitching. And you're talking to the king of bitching. You're not talking to me. I'm talking to you. Because it's because of that level of entitlement and because of that energy that people are flocking away from certain other YouTubers and they're flocking away from certain other social media platforms and certain subreddits and stuff because they're like, you know what? I'm after the why. The how is less important than the why. If the next COD has all of the whys I play COD, open meta, customization, getting streaks, progression, smooth and intuitive gunplay, and it doesn't fuck up that too much, like, bro, that's a video game. That's a video game at that point. Like, am I crazy? Am I crazy, chat? I don't think I'm crazy. I really don't think I'm crazy about this. I feel like the best way it could be described is that there are people out there that are so surrounded in abundance and they don't really have an inner monologue. I've met people like this. They're surrounded in abundance and they don't really have an inner monologue. So they don't really question Spotify or YouTube or Netflix or having all of the media and all of the content and all the films and all the shit that they could ever want in front of them all the time. So then the worst thing Sorry. So then the worst thing you could do to this person is like give them a game that's slightly different than what they were expecting. Because when you're born with like an iPad in your hand, or you've been on one your entire adult life, it's like, oh, the worst thing you could fucking do for me right now is like I look up something on Spotify and I get something adjacent to it. That'd be weird, right? Imagine that, chat. Close your eyes for a minute. If you're not driving, holy shit, if you're not driving, close your eyes. This is about to get passionate. Imagine you are wanting to watch a specific TV show on Disney Plus. That's right. You have Disney Plus in this fantasy. Enjoy your nightmare. And you look it up. You look up the show. You want to watch, let's say the movie. You look up The Sandlot. Okay? And it's a movie about baseball for those of you that don't know. Sandlot's a movie about baseball. So you're on Disney Plus. Keep your eyes closed. Holy hell. My eyes are open. Yours are closed. Okay, I'm on the podcast. I don't even know why I closed my eyes. I'm the one coming up with the fantasy. You're on Disney Plus and you want to watch Sandlot, a movie about baseball, and you look up Sandlot and it goes, Sandlot? Yeah. I have a bunch of movies like Sandlot. Netflix does this to you, actually. Netflix does this where if you look up something that isn't on, keep your eyes closed. If you look up something on Netflix that isn't actually there, it'll still be like, oh, yeah, Spawn. Yeah, Todd McFarlane. Spawn. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have it. Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, NBC, slice of life, contemporary American drama. Yeah, I know about it. Look, I'll fill out the box for you. Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, I don't have it. Ah, that's not out. It's funny. It's really funny. Spider-Man 2? Ah, Doc Ock, fucking Aunt May, Peter Parker, Webs, Existential Crisis, Relationship don't have it. Never heard of it. Imagine how frustrating that would be. You can keep your eyes open now if you want. Imagine how frustrating it would be to like look something up in your privileged little fuck of a life and it's adjacent. That's what these people playing Call of Duty are like. Okay, this game, Call of Duty Ghosts, it's made by the guys that made Modern Warfare 2 and 3 and COD 4. So I imagine it's gonna be, no. It's actually not like those games. It's similar. It has all of the same whys. It's changed just about every how. But there's still like all the same design language, passive objectives on the maps, and interactable environments from like Black Ops 1 fully realized as a concept, great class customization, like a plethora of streaks, a lot of them mediocre, unfortunately, but a lot of streaks. There's progression, there's like character customization. It's like, this is adjacent to the thing I like. How dare it be adjacent to the thing I like? Fuck. Worst fucking day of my life. And one of the things that's like a weird why for me personally is the specialists in Black Ops 3 and the specialists in Black Ops 4 and the rigs in Infinite Warfare, I think is what they're called. They affected the why. They affected the why because they affected streak play. They affected customization. They affected so many of my lives. So many of my spawned lives in those games were affected by these things. They were actively affecting the why. Like, does this affect why I play COD? Fucking a little, yeah. Actually, it smells bad too. Like that's what it was. And I still had most of my whys. I still had, intuitive gunplay. I had smooth movement. I had good progression in those games for the most part, looking at you, Black Ops 3. But, I'm close to a streak and somebody has gravity slam and they're going to do the gravity spike slam. And me and all my friends are going to die. And that guy's going to get more kills with that gravity spike than my hailstorm missile is going to get later. That guy's going to get more kills with the Ripper than my attack helicopter is going to get later. That guy's going to get more kills with the Annihilator than I'm going to get with fucking Mothership, Maybe not that, but you know what I mean. Why am I working my buns off for a streak when I just get one? I get the Ripper. Why am I working for a UAV when I could just play as the specialist that gives me wall hacks? You know? So that sort of affects a lot of the why. It affects that flow. In the same way that like snipers and shotguns can affect the flow, so can getting suddenly rippered off your streak or hit by a bull charge in Infinite Warfare or whatever it might be. Or getting your streak completely hacked and stolen from you in Black Ops 4, you know? That's the problem, is that that's playing with your why, not your how. And you know, that got old. That got old because I liked it initially, and then over time I was like, well, this is just straight pissing me off. This is straight getting in the fucking way of everything. I'm trying to go on a streak here, and somebody keeps getting a minigun because they waited long enough. And then Black Ops Cold War brought that in, you know, and Cold War snuck those in as like non-resetting streaks, and then added like the death machine and the bow and arrow and don't ask any questions. And you're like, oh, so at the mid, maybe like 60, 65%, 67% um way of the match, everyone's gonna start blowing things up with like war machines and hand cannons and fire arrows and maybe even like an attack helicopter because, like, you know, that's something you can do. Starts to affect the why, because it's like, why am I doing this if like everything just sort of is on this obnoxious timer? Same way with like Modern Warfare 2's perks. So, you know, the entitlement's funny because I feel like the entitlement comes from that I look something up and it's adjacent to. It's adjacent to it. Like I really want to listen to that new song by Joywave on Spotify. It's like, well, here's artists like Joywave. No! I don't care if they're just as good, if not better. It's not what I want. Super valid when looking up individual pieces of media like Sandlot or new Joywave album. It's really fucking irritating when it's things like Call of Duty being different. Like, I have a Halo 3 guide back here, and I've been playing Halo recently. Yeah, Halo 3 is not identical to Halo 2. Sorry, Halo 2 fans. I guess you're left out in the rain. Oh, wait. It used to be normal for games to iterate on themselves. And I don't think Halo 3 takes away any of the whys from why you play Halo. I don't think it does it? No. So there you go. Versus when like 343 took over Halo and added loadouts and sprint and a bunch of nonsense. And what did this do? Like, Halo community suddenly up in arms because the whys aren't there. The guns up on-site procurement gameplay was being subverted. Waypoints over all of the on-site procurement power weapons. So there's no real learning required. Everyone has sprint, not guns up gameplay. Spawn with your favorite loadout in certain game modes. Call in kill streaks because the guns and weapons and the weapons and vehicles on the maps aren't enough. We need kill streaks. We need to be Call of Duty. Fucks with the why. Fucks with the why. That's the issue. Because it's like, it could bring in new fans. It could still be a good game, but it might be fucking with the reason you play that game. Because that does matter. And it's like, it's also irritating with like adaptational changes, right? I don't hate every adaptational change in like a comic book movie, even if they do something that's not necessarily comic accurate. Like, that's fine. You can make these two characters sisters. You can make these two characters not in love. You could make this person, like, a good example is if you watch Daredevil, there's a character in it, Karen Page, and in the comics, she's kind of fucking annoying as hell in the original runs. Like, a lot of the original runs, like, she's like a crack whore and is like fucking out of her mind stupid and like is just a plot point. Very like, and now our superhero has to deal with this. And like Karen Page in the show is like basically an OC, but is actually like a likable character that does like cool shit. And her role in both Daredevil and Punisher is like some of like the highlights of those shows, in my opinion, especially compared to her comic book. So like, you know, but it's like, oh, but it's only, oh no, that thing that I love, it's adjacent to it. This Spider-Man movie's not correct. This new Star Wars movie didn't exactly make me feel the way Empire Strikes Back did. And I know it's not always as simple as like, you know, it's nostalgia, but sometimes it feels like we're not allowed to shake things up in the existing franchises. But Call of Duty is not Marvel. It's not Star Wars. It's not a Disney product. We kind of throw it in with like, oh, it's like McDonald's of video games. It's McDonald's media. It's kind of sloppy. Everybody's traded some spit with it at one point in their life, so it's sort of the normie thing. Call of Duty is very unique because it's been coming out for so long, so many years, so many different development teams, so many different heads of studios. You know, there was the Von Dahar, the Mark Rubin, the Joe Saycott, the Glenn Schofield, Michael Condrey, Glenn Schofield, the Mark Rubin, Jason Schrader, I think is his name, or someone like that. I'm forgetting COD dev names right now, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's like it's so many different styles of the same thing. Like if you told somebody, yeah, Call of Duty Ghosts and World at War are the same, which was something I kind of said earlier in the stream as a bit of a meme, bit of a gag. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's like no, like a World at War fan can totally hate Black Ops 1 and can totally hate Ghosts, and a Ghost fan can totally hate Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare because it's the same formula with different beans, you know, and those beans make a big difference. And that's okay if they make a big difference to you. I'm saying for me, I think in terms of discussions, in terms of how the community interacts with something, I should really clarify this. In terms of discussions, improving the games, criticisms, community discussion, we should focus on making sure we define the whys from the hows. Because not everything's going to be the same. Not everything's going to be the same every year. We're not going to get the glory days every time. And the thing is the games hit our nostalgia. Oh, a new COD's coming out. And then your body produces all the hormones that comes with, oh, remember when I was a kid and I was excited for Black Ops 2? Wow. And it's like, Black Ops 7 was not like Black Ops 2 at all. And it's like, yeah, no, of course it wasn't. But my brain didn't really know that. It was just like, we're back to being 14. We're back to being 10 years old. No, unfortunately, we're not. I wish we were, but you know, that's just not happening. And that's like that's my opinion. I don't really know if it's true. But I think it's because like we conjure images of things in our mind, right? And sometimes those images sometimes they don't match what the reality is. Like people remember the MCU a certain way, or they remember Bionicle a certain way. My girlfriend gets really pissed because like almost every Naruto opinion on the internet is based clearly off of somebody who watched the show when they were 7 years old. They watched like the censored version of Naruto when they were 7 and haven't rewatched it since being like 27. And they're like, yeah, Naruto is sort of like inherently right wing. And it's like, brother, you need to boot that fucking shit up and watch it again. It's not, you know, like it's weird because like you have people that I think don't remember things exactly correctly. And they sort of flanderize it in their head. It's like, oh man, those Halo campaigns were just revolutionary and just so perfect. And it's like, oh, some of these missions in Halo 2 are fucking dog water. And you know, you have to go back, you know, and then you like conjure an image of like what something's supposed to be. So like I have like a Kingdom Hearts 3 tapestry in the background. Kingdom Hearts 3 meant a lot to me. Before anybody criticizes me for liking Kingdom Hearts 3, I've been a Kingdom Hearts fan since I was 6 years old. It helped me move to a new state. It got me through the deaths of family members, and Kingdom Hearts 3 specifically sort of coincided right after the death of my father, and getting this sort of conclusion to a game series that I loved. It reminded me that I can love things even though he wasn't around anymore. So you can't criticize me for liking Kingdom Hearts 3. You can't do it because of the sad story I just told. Okay? That sad story I just told is impactful and important. So got this up here, but I think a lot of people, when they were picturing what that game would be like in their heads, they were picturing like all of their favorite mechanics. Oh, I wish it was more like Kingdom Hearts 2. What about the boring, shitty, weirdly paced, gimmicky parts of Kingdom Hearts 2? Or have you not played it in a while? Like, it's kind of weird, right? Where it's like we have this image in our head of what something's supposed to be or what something was, and then you hold it and it's like, wow, that's not as complex as I remember. Like, you think like, oh wow, those last waves of Bionicle, they were so peak. I wonder why they got canceled. And then you hold the last waves. I have one right here. For those of you not watching the video, you're listening. I'm holding a Bionicle on camera right now, so you're missing out. It's like, but then you look at like the Bionicles that were sort of coming out before the second to third to last wave, and you're like, oh, that's just the 2006 and 7, damn it, 2006 and 2007 builds for um for the Toa and the Bionicles, and it's just sort of repeated but with like jetpacks, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe they were kind of running out of ideas there. But you ask a Bionicle fan, they're like, that toy line was perfect all the way through. They should have never gotten rid of it. It's like, no, it wasn't. And I don't think they should have gotten rid of it, but let's just be honest. And Call of Duty's the same way, where it's like, oh man, classic Modern Warfare 2, a game where nobody camped. I think I saw a post on Twitter. Was it yesterday? Those of you that follow me on Twitter will know. Like yesterday or something like that. I saw this guy saying like, this was overpowered before overpowered was a thing, and it was showing like the MP7, I'm pretty sure, in Modern Warfare 3, and people are like, oh my god, those were the days. There were no days before overpowered. Overpowered wasn't a term that came out in 2015. Like, what are you talking about? We knew what overpowered was. We bitched the entire time. I was there. We were whining. We were like, oh, this shotgun's overpowered. This SMG is overpowered. This sniper rifle's overpowered. This map sucks. I was there. Back in the days when gaming was about passion. And it's like you play Modern Warfare 3's campaign and you're like, I think this one was about money. I think this one was actually about cashing a check. I think this one actually does not have Hans Zimmer doing the score. And I think the story is contrived as balls and really cheesy. It's fun, but like, I remember when gaming was good and the developers were competent at their game, and it's like, bro, go play a fucking 360 era COD, and you tell me you like those 12 hertz listen servers, and that they've made no improvements. Like nothing's gotten better, everybody. I remember this clearly. I didn't have a problem with it when I was 8. Oh, didn't you? Oh, didn't you? One of the things I love about book people, and while I'm trying to become a book person, I know he's starting a podcast and he's talking about books. Look, this is why I surround myself with my toys and my bright lights and my colorful stuff, because I don't want to lose touch with the fact that I'm a moron. But like, I got this gift from my lady friend. This is a nice pocket edition, leather pocket edition of Lord of the Rings, right? And one of the things, as somebody who's been talking about FPS games, look at this, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, perfect size, so nice. The text is great, pages are great, awesome, super great find. One of the things I like about book people is that because of the type of media they consume, they often, not all the time, but they often seemingly have a much fresher interpretation and emotional response to the reality of what it is. They're like, because you're engaged with a book differently than you are a video game or a movie, they're kind of like, yeah, Lord of the Rings is fucking phenomenal and everyone should read it. It'll drive you to tears. It'll engage your imagination. It's also super piss boring sometimes because Tolkien over explains things and sometimes sucks the fun out of something. And other times he doesn't. And they talk about things like that. And like, I've noticed this with people in real life that I know, and a lot of like YouTubers and stuff that I started watching, and they talk about books and they're like, oh, I remember that part of that book, or that movie got that part of that book wrong. I'm like, you remember. You don't have goldfish brain. You remember why you like the thing, and you remember the thing you didn't like about it, and it didn't steal it from you because like you're reading. So it's like, Tolkien's yapping about the economy of Hobbiton. 1 second. Okay. You read a little faster. You kind of glaze over. You go, oh, and you kind of like, I'm not saying everyone that reads a book is smart and is like good at this. I'm just saying I like that I've seen that in a lot of book people and actual film fans and actual fans. Like I think that's why Scott the Woz is, even though he doesn't beat a lot of video games, he's sort of listened to when it comes to them. It's because like he's always swapping spit with them. He's playing COD, he's playing Spore, he's playing some NES game you've never heard of, and he's touching them. He's like he's got his fingers in every pie, and he's like, you know, he'll be the one to go, I love the Wii, and it sucked, and it was like, yeah, it's like people love that because it's like, whoa, you can like. I cannot be wearing these and talking nicely about Scott the Woz on my first podcast. This is a joke. This is a meme. But I think that's why he's appealing, is because he's like not just going, guys, remember when games were good? Guys, remember Spider-Man 2? I spitted when I talked it did. Oh my god. Sorry. Sorry. Remember Spider-Man 2 for the PS2? Remember how perfect that was? God, gaming used to be made with such soul. No! See that behind me? That's a PS2. That's an official controller next to it. The teal thing with where my fingers wiggling. I could zoom in, I guess. Pan the other way. Pan the other way. It's real PS2. And on the shelf behind me in the darkness, I have PS2 games. I have PS2 games. Do you know why I don't like Killzone 1? Because I played it as an adult on an original PS2 on the boob tube. And you know what sucked about it? Just about everything except its local multiplayer, which, oh my god, I'm so mad that I never bought Killzone when I was a kid. Oh my god, I lived for local multiplayer, split screen multiplayer on PS2 games. Sims 2, Medal of Honor, my friend's copy of Halo, you know, I know that's Xbox, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I loved split screen multiplayer, and Killzone's local multiplayer is so fucking awesome. Has bots. You could just go shoot bots. You know how great that would have been for my poor ass? I should have bought Killzone as a kid. I would have loved it. As an adult, I'm like, oh, well, bad Call of Duty, bad Medal of Honor, bad Halo. Wow, these missions fucking suck. Wow, aiming and shooting fucking sucks. I'm like, maybe that's just because I'm not used to the old controller. I load up Medal of Honor Frontline. Oh my god, it's like crack. Do you know how I know this? I fucking played it. I fucking actually touched it in the last 5 years. Killzone should have taken off. I don't know why it didn't. I guess Halo had better marketing. People that played Killzone 1 didn't buy Killzone 2. Bitch. That's why. People that bought Halo 1 bought Halo 2 because they were like, it can only get better. Killzone, it's like, there's no saving this. You know, but if you're a local multiplayer fan, and you know, it's funny, I have one friend who loves Killzone. And all he talks about when I brought this up, he goes, oh yeah, dude, the local multiplayer. Me and my brother used to play it. I'm like, yeah, the good part. He goes, yeah, the good part. The campaign sucks. I was like, yeah, it does. It's really boring. It's really fucking boring. AAA slop tastes different back then, I tell you. I'd tell you. But that's kind of like, you know, that's how it is. I feel like we have these images in our mind of how things are going to be. I remember when this YouTuber used to be better. You watch their old videos lately? They might not be. Now, I remember, and sometimes you can really go back and you can look at it. And when you can look at it, you can touch it, and you can point at it and go, this was cooler. This had more atmosphere. This had more character. This was more provocative. This was more interesting. So I like book people. I like book people. You know who else I like? I like toy people. I love toy people because when the people that like collect toys are like so much smarter than the people that remember collecting toys, and they try to and obviously I'm talking about people that are in the conversation, not all of people. If you just live your life and you have opinions, that's fine. I'm talking about the people that are engaging in the conversations, in the communities, on Twitter, the people that are up in your business about this shit. My favorite thing I saw recently, this is niche. You guys ready? I brought this out just for this. This is Leader Class Optimus Prime from Revenge of the Fallen. For those of you not listening with video on, I am holding Leader Class Optimus Prime from Revenge of the Fallen. Very cool figure. I saved up for this for a long time. He's supposed to talk. Unfortunately, mine's out of battery, so all he does is like look like he's coughing up a hairball. Anyway, love this figure. And people are like, this is what we used to get. Leader class used to be gooder and more good and just overall the most good. And leader class toys. And somebody was like, I own that figure. I own that exact Optimus Prime. And it kind of sucks, actually. Like, it's cool for the time that it came out, but it kind of sucks, actually. The swords get in the way. Sorry. The swords get in the way, the flaps. And he's going on this long tangent about how that toy is great, but you guys can't use it as an example as to how things used to be better when you clearly don't remember how clunky and ugly and stupid and hard to articulate and actually and I remember this being a kid owning this toy. I saved up for that. Oh God, how old was I when Revenge of the Fallen came out? I'm fucking making, in any of these podcasts, I'm going to make myself seem very, very whittle baby, big lollipop propeller hat. And then I'm going to say something and I'm going to be Unga Bunga caveman. I rode dinosaurs. Anyway, I tried to play with this Optimus Prime as a kid, and it's fucking a disaster. Everything wants to come loose on him. Everything sucks. I think I put not band-aids, but like rubber bands around him at one point to make him more secure. But this is a funny case study of like nostalgia and anticipation and this want of like, I have this sort of nebulous want based on something I remember, and I don't even know if it's true. And I don't even know if it's really true. And I'm going to go online and I'm going to create discourse about how, God, these toys, these books, these video games, these movies, these people, real human being people used to be better. Because I created an image. Basically, the thing left an imprint of me, and now I remember my own zeitgeist about the thing. And this totally ties in everything together, guys. So we talked about, this ties in everything. Using leaks to manifest the things you want from companies. Entitlement ties right into entitlement. And wanting this exact playstyle for the exact weapon you want to use. Having this preconceived notion of all of the things that you want being a certain way. And it's like, no, you need to be open to things being different than you remember and different in the future, because your memory is not perfect and the future's not decided yet. So I would probably fucking adjust yourself accordingly. So, that's a pretty big thing. And then talking about how we create our own manifesting under, you can go ahead and remind people, hey, remember that one action figure, how awesome and cool it was all the time? And people go, yeah, it was awesome and cool. And they have that power of suggestion creeping in, and a common consensus forms. This was the best toy ever. No greater toy was there ever than this one. And it gets really hyperbolic. And then somebody comes along and goes, I own that. I'm touching it right now. It's actually not perfect. And I don't think you remember it, because if you did, it was always reviewed as being difficult to play with and hard to pose and very fat and ugly. And they made too much space with the batteries and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, you're really negative, or it's like, you're just trying to not fit in. It's like, well, actually, I'm actually touching the thing that you're remembering. I'm actually loading up Black Ops 1 on the 360 and playing it. I'm actually holding that toy. I actually just read that book. And no, I actually just watched Naruto. I don't have to remember Naruto when I was 8 years old. Naruto is a story about working hard and power of friendship. Nah, bitch. Nah, that's Kingdom Hearts. That's Kingdom Hearts. You're thinking of Kingdom Hearts. Naruto is about fascist ninjas. It's about ninja fascists polluting the minds of young children. That's what it's about. It's about a war society, a tragic war society, leaving people broken and incapable of living normal lives. And a perpetual cycle being broken by a group of characters, not because they have the power of friendship and don't give up and want to be Hokage, But you don't know that because you're accessing 8-year-old you's memories, and 8-year-old you, I'm gonna let you in a little secret, is stupid. And even if they wasn't, if you were 28 and now you're 48, you still need to go fucking refresh your memory. Like, I used to watch old movies with my dad, and he'd be like, "I remember this being better. I remember this being a good movie. I remember this being funnier." It's like, yeah. Well, the infallible human. Anyway, so I think, yeah, this is this has been fucking awesome. I think we got to talk so much. We talked for 2 hours and 5 minutes, and now I get to read the chat. He's gonna read the chat. He's gonna read the chat. He's gonna read the chat. I wonder what it says. All right, the chat's on screen. So if you're watching this in post, these are the people that were tuned in live. If you want to catch me live and get your questions answered, this is the best way to do it. So right now I'm going to zoom in on the chat. I'm going to scroll around, and I'm going to look at some of you guys' questions, and I'm going to see. So Carlos, thank you so much for the $10, my friend. If you are live, don't let this interrupt your flow. You're preaching. Thank you. This is the whole point of the podcast now. So I'm not derailed and into arguments and derailed into defending myself. I just get to speak a load of mine. This is the first episode. There's probably some production quality problems, and there's probably like a brain flow issue because I've not done this before. And I literally, guys, I was cleaning my house. I was overheated. I was like, I should shower. I'm gonna be completely candid, guys. I wanted to like jerk off, shower, watch some YouTube, eat some ice cream, and fall asleep. And I ended up being here. So if this turned out entertaining, then this is gonna be so good. So let me go here. Somebody was saying blah blah blah. That's funny. It's funny not engaging with the chat, not having the chat open. This person fucking sat there, gave me his fucking view time, and then left. Chat of Duty, nice to see you. Dalbert, hello. That's true. I'm 99% with you. Can you make one concise summary real quick of distinguishing your hows from your whys? Yes. So, I'll give you like 3 examples each if I can. So, three whys. I play Call of Duty for the intuitive controls, the streak play and streak chasing, staying alive in other shooters and proceeding to like kill 20 people without dying is less interesting when there's nothing to reward you. So streak play, intuitive controls, and class customization. Those are the whys. Those are the things that established me as a fan with like COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1. Those are the whys. The hows are like, you can't play Black Ops 3 the way you played Black Ops 1. You can't play Black Ops 7 the way you played Modern Warfare 2019. They change how you play, but it didn't change why I played. I still can I can pursue classes. I can create classes, pursue streaks, and I have intuitive, snappy controls. So that's my concise thing about that. So it's like you have to ask yourself, so like, why do I play Call of Duty? And like, is the mechanic I'm talking about or criticizing affecting how I play COD or why I play COD? Again, Black Ops 4's specialist system, or Black Ops Cold War streak system, or Modern Warfare 2's perk system changes. It fucks with the why, and the how is different. The how is like, this one's slower, this one's faster, this one has messy grayscale maps, this one has colorful symmetrical maps, whatever it might be. COD seems to be approaching a new cycle where the one game is good at launch, then bad post launch, and the next game is the opposite, then repeat. I've been thinking about that actually too. I did not expect the one boom to look like Scott the Woz. That's the fucking that dude. I look like shit right now. That is the nicest thing you could have said to me. Thank you. I look like Scott the Woz if he gave up. Tony Flame, the Tony Flame who you like so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. One boom. What would be your perfect MP COD? Can include zombies. My perfect MP COD would be if you put Black Op. Okay. Let me make my. I'm just gonna take from other. So to keep this quick, I'm gonna take from other COD games. So COD 4's maps. Fuck it. I've been really enjoying COD 4 recently. So we're gonna do COD 4's maps. COD Ghost create a class. MW 2019 Gunsmith. Black Ops 2 score streaks. I'm trying to think of gunplay. Sorry. I'm gonna say Modern Warfare 3 2023 gunplay. And Advanced Warfare progression and customization. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, you know what? Well, you said perfect COD. So you know what? Perfect COD. We're gonna split the COD 4 maps and Black Ops 2 maps. But like the interesting Black Ops 2 maps. So like Turbine, Drone, Yemen, Aftermath, the DLC one with the lava, Vertigo, the Hydro Dam, stuff like that. Interactable environments like Black Ops 1 and COD Ghosts. That's a big one too. The Y is the main core components of a multiplayer, like the scores, kill streaks in COD, or the weapons, the spawns in Halo. The hows are secondary details set into the game, such as, such as certain things in create a class, or like the mini map being different, or there being certain perks that aren't in that game particularly that you might miss. You know, that's definitely what that's about. I feel like the chat should be on the other side of me, right? Like, so I'm like kind of looking towards it while I sit here. I feel like that makes the most sense. Um, yeah. Dude, I really appreciate the $10, Carlos. You are a super sweetheart. And honestly, that's more than enough to fund me doing this for the night. Hmm. When was the last time you personal thought COD snipers took sniper? Like you mean like took like sniping skills? I say Black Ops 1, maybe COD 4. COD 4 is kind of hard. But like I probably say like Black Ops 1 was the last time that snipers really felt like heavy hitting, high risk, high reward, long range weapons. And ever since like before and after that, they don't really go back to that. Personality and skill. Oh, okay. Like personally and skill. Yeah, I'd say Black Ops 1. Um I maybe would tone down some of the idle sway. I would maybe make the idle sway kick in like after aiming down sight for like 3 or 4 seconds, or have a perk that negates it if you want to build a sniper only loadout. Like you just like a perk that just completely negates it. Actually, would have maybe balanced it, but yeah. Exciting plans for the jerk off sesh. Thinking about coming this time. Dude, I can't wait to get on SSRIs and then never come again. Uh, you kill me. I wish that was the super chat. I wish the super chat was any exciting plans for the jerk off sesh. Yeah, we did it, and um, this is gonna be the video for tomorrow. I think we're gonna upload this, and we're gonna see how it does, gang. If you guys like it, if you guys want this, if you want to help out the channel a little bit, um, you could like watch this all the way through, even if like you've already just watched it, like if you just let it play. I don't know. I'm trying to get it started. Um, yeah. What's your favorite power weapon in Halo? I'm not gonna say sniper shotgun or launcher because that's lame. Oh, fuck you. Grenade launcher. Halo Reach. The timed grenade launcher in Halo Reach. I had so many crazy plays with that. Ton of fun. I really like Halo Reach's weapon sandbox. So I'm gonna say the grenade launcher. I would love to live to see Bungie take Halo back, honestly. Let me open up the live chat because I think Carlos said something that wasn't seen yet. I don't know if it's Addlesway is just fine, regular snipe. Yeah, I know. Like, I was just saying, like, if I wanted to make people happy with Black Ops 1 sniping, I would change it, but yeah. Do you think COD will turn into Halo? I actually wouldn't mind that. I was actually thinking one of the best ways Call of Duty could quote unquote innovate their formula is by implementing some Halo like map engagement where maps are interactable. Buildable would be also cool, like a forge mode, and then also Call of Duty, stop fucking around and give us power weapons. Like you want to do specialists really bad and you want to give people gimmies. I don't mind a war machine spawning in and like being in a certain location. And like just don't put a waypoint on it. So it's like a thing people like hunt for. You want to stop people from camping? Tell them like, hey, HQ just dropped war machines on the field and there's two war machines somewhere in like one of 10, like 2 of 10 spawn points. And it has like 4 grenades in it, so you get like potentially 4 kills unless you find a group of enemies. Or you could like spawn the power weapons on objectives, so like only like domination, where it's like the hand cannon's on B, and like you like go play the B flag to go get the hand cannon. Be really cool, and people would fight over that flag so fucking hard. I would really love that. What would be your favorite Halo custom game? It's not like an official custom game. I don't know if it ever got a name, but my favorite one is in Halo 3 on Sandtrap. I think is the map, the big one. If Sandtrap's the big desert map in Halo 3, right? Like with the giant tower and the elephants. Um, one player, so you like triple the health and lower the gravity, and then one player is on a mongoose, and the other player is in a hornet, and the hornet has to take out the mongoose player with rockets only. So they have to like get the lock on rockets on, and the other player can use like ghosts or mongooses, and it's like you have like 6 players like screaming around all of Sandtrap over and over again, and then one player has a hornet and has to try to like kill them in like the time limit. It's really fun. My friends and I used to do it all the time. I'm not sure if that's like an official thing, but that's my favorite. So sorry, that's kind of specific. What do you think of all the revisionist history with COD Ghosts? I think people need to go back and play certain things at certain times. I think sometimes a movie even like is when it comes out, it might not be what people wanted, but then later they go back to like, oh, this kind of fucks, right? Like I was talking about this, the new Spider-Man movie trailer came out, and I was telling my girlfriend, like, I did not like Spider-Man Homecoming. It was weird when it came out. It was conflicting and odd, and it adapted some things really cool, but it just felt like not what I wanted in 2017. But now in 2026, I watched that movie and it's delightful. It's charming. It's kind of funny. It's very small stakes, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And I actually really like it. It's It's actually a pretty good adaptation, like just like as a film, just as a movie. So I think sometimes like it's not that people are revising the history on Ghosts. It's that after you get so many COD games that don't do anything that Ghost was doing, you go back, you peek over at Ghost, you go, hey, the gates can open and the doors can blow off and you can like destroy things. And this creative class system is really good. And there's character customization. It's not really revisionism. I think it's like we're kind of hungry for some of the things that we were at one point stuffed with. You know, what do you think? It's like, what do you think of the? So it's like, oh, you're like, oh, I can't eat another bite. I've eaten too much. And then like dessert comes out, and it's like, well, I could eat. What happened to the revisionist history of your dinner? It's like, well, I don't want more. I don't want more beef, but I can have some cake. You know. Yes, I would love a new world and characters. Fuck Vanguard and fuck Black Ops. I'm okay with Modern Warfare forever because that feels like Modern Warfare feels like the thing I would personally never get bored of. That could totally be proven wrong soon. But I need another Ghosts, another AW, another IW, another singular one-off game. Yeah, sometimes things don't age well. Um, I think Clone Wars gained a big following in Star Wars because Clone Wars was like when people were hungry for Star Wars and the movies weren't giving them what they wanted, suddenly Clone Wars was like a big deal. And but when Clone Wars came out, it was like, oh, a dumb kid cartoon for Star Wars. Ew, that's not what we wanted when it came out. But now it's like kind of like endearing and got it has lots of lore, for better or worse. But yeah, I wouldn't mind more one-off games. Almost the same with Rebels. The unfortunate thing is that Clone Wars is just a better show than Rebels. Although I love a lot of the art in Rebels, it being based off of some of the original concept art and everything. I actually like a lot of the settings. I just hate the character models, and it's very kiddie up until Maul shows up, and then Maul is not expanded on enough for me as an adult to enjoy. Um, I think everything in the Clone Wars that has to do with Obi-Wan specifically is compelling, and a lot of the other stuff kind of reads like crappy fan fiction. Sorry, I actually don't like Clone Wars Anakin very much, and I don't like Ahsoka. I would love Ahsoka if she wasn't in Clone Wars. That's the weird thing I'll say about that. I think Ahsoka outside of Clone Wars, I would have loved her, but inside of Clone Wars, it's like, why is she here? Really think about the timeline between episode 2 and 3 and throw Ahsoka in there, and them trying to rationalize it at the end of Clone Wars was really irritating for me. It just doesn't ruin the show. It's just like, this is not where you put this character, and this fucking what if Anakin was super hot and badass all the time thing is really fucking annoying in Clone Wars, and it feels very like he's gonna sell a lot of action figures. And it's like Obi-Wan's way more interesting than Anakin in that show because he's not being marketed as much. So when they do a plot with Obi-Wan, it felt like something that an adult could enjoy. Generation Kill is good, and everybody should watch it. I think everybody should watch Band of Brothers, The Pacific, Generation Kill, West Wing, Sopranos, and Breaking Bad. I think those are just the shows everybody should watch. Even if you disagree with anything in those shows or whatever, I don't care. Just like everybody should watch Lord of the Rings, Blade Runner. No. I'm on it like a motherfucker, Brad. Oh my god. I would love a Call of Duty that. So this thing is like I want a Modern Warfare game that's like Generation Kill. That would that not be sick? Or honestly like Hurt Locker. A Call of Duty game that's sort of like Hurt Locker, less about some like big imposing villain and more about sort of the monotony and weird sort of indescribableness of COD or of war and those conflicts over in the Middle East and how vague and weird they were and still are. I would love a Hurt Locker style Call of Duty if I can make it happen. It's easy to turn Zero Dark 30 into a COD game. It's easy to turn Sicario into a COD game. It's much harder to turn like Hurt Locker into a COD game. In some ways, Gears of War, I hate to say this because I fucking hate Cliff Bleszinski, but I actually really think Gears of War in some ways gets that right more so than some COD campaigns around the same time. But, you know, Dexter's good. Well, I'm not listing every good show. I'm saying there's some shows everyone should watch. A Civil War 2024 film. Yeah, like the A24 movie. Yeah, I'd watch that. I'd play that. Sorry. The movie's okay. I like the ending of that movie, but everything else leading up to it, I'm like, ooh, contrived. Band of Brothers into a Star Wars show. I'm wondering when I'm gonna get like a Star Wars war show. I would love just like some more like focused fiction, like that new Game of Thrones show is like really receiving a lot of praise because it's very focused. It's very like camera follows one dude around. And I think we need more of that. I think we want more focused stories. I think that's like the main thing. When you look at the stories in like video games that people really like, it's like they like Henry in Kingdom Come Deliverance and Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding, and they love Kratos and his son in God of War and Arthur Morgan. And it's like we need shows. I just listed so many men. Laura Croft, Alloy, sorry, Ellie. I'm sorry. Um, we need more things that just follow some dude or some chick around like a cool adventure, whether it's in the Wild West or some fantasy realm or something. I don't care what time period or what world it is. Like as long as it doesn't shit on any fiction, like pre-existing fiction. Like don't you don't have to break Star Wars lore to make a Star Wars show, Disney. You don't have to break Lord of the Rings lore to make your fucking show, Amazon. I'm not racist for disliking your show that just proves you can't fucking read the 3 books I have on my fucking desk. What if I now don't want to watch them for anti-conformity reasons? Ah, fuck. Back to the drawing board. Andor was close to that. That's true. But Andor is still like, it's like that camera follows this dude around. Like, we need that. I think ensemble casts, fuck them. Like, we need Mandalorian would have been a good show if it was about a bounty hunter and not about a guy being a dad to his quirky alien friend. Or at least do the quirky alien baby thing like the way Death Stranding does, where it doesn't fucking annoy the shit out of you with it. And it's like a contextual part of the universe and not the main source of all the plot. Like, fucking God. Well, that's what a Fantastic Four show should be. The Fantastic Four should be a TV show of fucking a space adventuring, galaxy adventuring, dimension jumping family of superpowered freaks going in and saving the day and like basically like Stargate but with Fantastic Four. Oh, everyone should watch Stargate and Star Trek. Okay, I was mentioning shows everyone should watch. I think everybody should have to watch the original Star Trek, Next Gen. The other ones are good. And then Stargate. SG-1 or Atlantis, but preferably SG-1 then Atlantis, or at least just SG-1. More of a crime drama guy. There's crime drama in Stargate. Space crime. Anyway, I have loved talking to you guys. It has been a good time. 2.5 hours, I think, is a great episode length for the first episode of the Boomcast. I could sit here and talk to you guys all night. But this is where I think a lot of my viewer retention for the post is going to leave because it's going to be me just sort of chatting about random shit. But if you guys really enjoyed it, leave a like. I will be uploading this if you guys let it play in the background of your day. Even if you leave the room and don't listen to it, I just want the watch time to show YouTube that people want this content. My next stream will either be another one of these or me playing to get the new Swordfish unlocked in Black Ops 7. But either way, thank you guys so much. It has been a pleasure to finally do this. I was so scared of getting in front of the camera and doing this. I think my next podcast will open up. It'll be a two-part thing. I think it's going to be about Infinity Ward as a development team and me being scared to do this. So the next episode is going to be about fear, and it's going to tie in. It's going to be about Infinity Ward and me, and why at some point you have to say fuck it and do it anyway. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next one.